Our wigs.
And we're back with Unforgettable Conversations.
What key was that?
Season 2, episode Trace.
Matt, what key was that?
F minor.
Oh, I got it right.
Dude, I said F flat.
F minor. That's a chord.
I'm over here.
I don't know. I know you said F minor.
It's a D plus.
It was an F.
Clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's a
Wait, have
G.
you ever played an instrument?
Does it look like it? I said D plus. I actually thought that was a thing.
He was all excited about it.
I was serious about it. It's not a thing though.
No.
Not at all.
But there's like D.
Why did we
Minus?
laugh?
Yeah, but there's no
Minors?
plus.
There's
Bro.
no D minus.
There's D minors.
I said minor.
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 It's not
Minor? Oh, a
minus.
minus.
Don't be repeating your report cards to us.
B plus. That's
He
what
said D plus, D plus, D
What
minor.
did you do
Good
with
week.
What was like when you knew you had a bad report card?
Oh, bro.
My parents didn't see my report cards.
What would you do? Is what I'm saying. Like,
I've heard.
how would you make
I've
sure?
heard multiple ways
Photoshop.
this was accomplished. How did you do it?
Photoshop.
My parents trusted me enough to not check my report card until I didn't make grades my sophomore year for basketball.
Oof.
They just didn't look.
They never checked.
No, they
But
didn't care.
It comes in the mail.
Sophomore year.
No.
No,
Jake,
they haven't did it.
Jake. It's not that they didn't look. It's just they didn't care.
Yeah. My
Oh, your parents didn't love you.
I usually just stole the letter from the mailbox.
So I did that a bit too, but dude, I was 5-headed right here. So
We're
I went to
Your
school.
grades weren't 5-head.
No, okay, obviously my grades weren't, but I was right. Like I was smart enough to do this, but not to get the great grades.
See where you're going with this.
No. Okay, so I went to the office. Like it's like if I knew this was what's called what's called
Pre-COVID.
no, not pre-COVID.
Predetermined.
Premeditated.
Premeditated murder.
This was premeditated, bro. Like I'm a freaking savage for
Like
this.
premeditated
I
murder.
went to the school. I went to the office. I'm like, hey, my parents changed their phone number. My
Oh,
phone
that's
number.
right. You did do
I
that.
changed it to my phone number.
How old were
dude.
you?
We're not
Don't
saying
say it. Plead the fifth.
What?
This was last year. No, I'm just
It's for the.
It's right now. It's right now.
the $22,000 class.
Oh my.
They're all, dude, you're an adult. You don't even. We don't even have to call them.
Just tell us to.
Like, but my parents
You know where it
changed their
says
phone number.
You know when you sign a form and it says parent guardian, he still like has his
I'm still
parents.
living.
He still forges it.
Still forges it.
It's if you are 18 years or younger, but I'm still doing it. No, I
What'd
was
you do?
probably
What'd you
like this was elementary for sure.
So did you get all the calls?
I got all the calls.
Did you answer?
Yeah. Hello.
Hola.
This is him.
Hola.
That was your pronoun?
Yeah.
He said, "Hold on, who this?"
Yeah. Or I think I got. Did I ever get you to act as like my dad?
I think I answered the phone call a couple times.
You are
Yeah.
Joel.
I am Joel.
And I
technically.
and then
didn't
I
have to
think
plead
he.
the
That's true.
And then I think he like tried to blackmail me. So I ended up. Yeah. So I was like, dude, this.
You're gonna
This isn't
wash
working.
my clothes.
Yeah.
And my shoes.
Why do you say it like that?
Because I was gonna watch him do it.
Yeah. So that
What
it's
did
only
you do with your report
backfired. on me.
cards? What did you do? Nothing.
You never got bad grades though.
I didn't get back grades.
Really?
I was
Whoa,
I'm like you guys.
okay.
Pretty nice, man.
What's weird is like there was another podcast where he said he's got like 100 detentions though,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
but
So-
you had good grades.
No. That was because I was tardy to classes.
Weren't you guys like
I did the
both?
work.
Like, didn't you almost get kicked out of school?
No.
Danny went to court.
What do you mean? Yeah, you went to court.
I did not go to court. Wait,
Oh, yeah.
really?
You went to
Yeah.
court.
Yo,
My mom had to
what?
go to court with you.
Bro, I'm telling you, my whole childhood was a blur, bro.
That was high school,
I'm
dude.
still saying this was high school.
Bro,
It must have been middle school or high school. I remember you went. To
I
court.
remember this.
Okay, there's like 2 incidents, but I want to know which one are you guys are talking about.
There.
Okay, so you do remember.
Okay, well, because
Well, there
I
was
was like
2
in
incidents?
kindergarten one. I was like in
No,
first
no,
grade.
it was
one.
you were like
you remember that one?
That was different. You didn't go to court for
No,
that.
I didn't go to. I
You
hope
were
I
to the
didn't.
principal's office for that.
Yeah, you remember what happened though?
Yeah.
We won't say what
Yeah.
happened, but something happened.
That
Something
breaks one of the
this-
laws.
That breaks one of the laws.
Is this
That
one of the?
breaks-
Is this the time that the pencil eraser got stuck in your nose?
No, that was another
No.
time.
Oh, that's a different number. But
He got detention
that
for
breaks that breaks the third law.
I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
In first
Oh,
grade,
yeah.
bro.
In kindergarten.
First grade, kindergarten.
No. Yeah,
Ah,
first grade.
first
First
grade,
grade.
first
Yeah,
grade.
first grade.
Explorers at different ages. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
It involves
savage.
someone else.
All
Yeah,
right, so the one in high school. Do you remember that?
Anyways,
you practiced that.
yeah, I do.
In the mirror.
I do. I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, you're lying.
That's his motivation.
Yeah.
Lions make that noise.
Maybe
No.
tigers. Tigers do.
Tigers.
They're a liger.
I'm a liger.
Do you guys remember middle school?
I do.
Yeah, I
I
do.
do.
We talked about this before.
I do because I
Technically
remember
all
my. Yeah.
went to the same middle. Or no?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah, did you
Anacapa?
go to Blanchard? Oh,
You-
Anacapa?
Anacapa?
I'm a lone wolf.
You're the lone.
You didn't go to middle school?
Sigma.
Nah,
Oh, okay.
built
Just
different.
skipped.
You skipped. Went straight to high school.
Nice. That's pretty alpha.
Yeah, because we were all in Anacapa. You guys remember the big handball court, which was technically just the gym wall?
Yeah.
Why you made it sound like it was some
Yeah.
prestigious school that had a handball court?
You guys remember the
We just
glorious
did it along a
It was
wall.
just a wall.
That was high standards for me.
Oh, I
okay?
do. Wait. No, I don't.
No,
I remember you
I
would
do
always hang
remember
out by the
that.
basketball court.
Yeah, I was always playing basketball in like lunch.
Bro, school started at 9 o'clock. At 7:30, I
We're
was
out
on
there
the court.
grinding, bro.
I was on the court sweating at 7:30 in the
Full
morning.
drenched shirt.
Bro.
Bro.
Yep, right before first period.
Damn.
Every
that was
day.
cardio.
What were you
Every
sweating?
day.
Why were you sweating?
Basketball.
Oh,
Playing
basketball.
5-on-5.
You got to clarify, dude.
all
I don't know what
these-
you're
all
talking
these
about.
scars are from like scraping my knees on gravel with like.
Not-
That's what Anacapa basketball courts
Oh,
outside
yeah.
were.
Not
that's true.
praying?
Yeah, yeah.
Gravel.
Not praying.
Not praying. No,
He's gonna tell his kids it was because of praying, but
That was
as far as we
all those
know.
hours doing
This is
Bible
what prayer
study.
warriors'
Yeah.
knees look like.
I would get to school at
get
8 a.m. and pray.
Pray for my class.
Next to that big wall.
No, yeah, dude, legit. Like 7:30 for an hour and a half before class, bro. I was already like, I was up there like Kobe. Mama
Do you
mentality.
guys remember that was around the same time as
Yeah.
MySpace? You guys
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
MySpace?
I made a MySpace.
I think MySpace was like high
Dude,
school.
I remember. I
You know
made a
what?
MySpace.
One of the
For me,
funniest
it was high school.
stories.
Oh, maybe for you.
Danny and I made a Facebook, my Facebook, and I still have
Yeah.
the picture. It's funny. I'll show you guys.
Made it together?
Stupid
Yeah, yeah,
picture.
yeah.
Why?
Let me see if I can find
Is
the.
it both
So
of you
dumb
guys
picture.
together?
No, it's just me. So
Dumb
what
decision,
happened was,
dumb investments.
your sister Jackie, your oldest sister Jackie, she's gonna be on the podcast,
Name dropping.
or Lula's
It says
and
no
Kez's
name.
podcast.
Oh, that's true.
We were in Jackie's room.
Vin Scully.
Pause. No, don't say it. Wait, let me finish my story, and you can say the sad news.
Oh shit.
Ah,
All right, go for.
it's sad.
Dang, that's crazy.
Just say it. Someone say it.
Vince Scully dies at 94.
I still remember his voice.
Oh, that's all I remember.
I was about to, like, read-
Dodger
like, yeah,
baseball.
Time for Dodger baseball.
Those
sucks.
were his last words.
I don't know. Was it?
Maybe.
Yo,
Too soon.
Too soon, man.
Way too soon. Wait, continue with your Facebook story profile picture.
Yeah. So
Tinder.com.
so we were in Jackie's room using her laptop,
Tinder
and
grinder.
I wanted to make a Facebook profile because of this. It was like a pet game. If you had Facebook in the beginning,
Farmville.
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 Yeah, it was like you made your own dog or something like that, and
not
no,
Farmville.
or so, it was something
No.
with animals.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Farmville.
Danny had been playing it,
Yeah,
it,
Farmville.
and I wanted to play it, so we
Oh,
made a
it did have
Facebook
animals.
profile.
It had farm animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we made the Facebook profile, and I took like the most like green card picture you could ever take, and it was just so funny. And I made the.
You still have it?
I still have the picture. I'll
Oh
find
my
it. You guys can keep going.
So
So-
it was a picture of him
Yeah.
that he just looked mad.
So it was like this. So I was playing the game, right? I was playing the game.
you look like they just smuggled you in.
Well,
I didn't know that's where that came from.
yeah, this is Danny
Yeah,
took
yeah,
this
That's
yeah,
a
picture.
scam. That's
So-
like what scammers use.
dude, legit.
Show the
That's-
camera.
That's show the camera.
Edit it in, bro.
That is like a Tinder
editing?
picture
I know.
that you see.
Mouse.
That's a Tinder picture that
Bro,
you
cut
see.
that. Cut that.
Net worth $2 million. I'm 28. I own my own business.
This is where I
I'm
started.
single. I got a 6-pack. I'm ready to mingle.
Why am I
with
single?
one kid.
Why can't I be married?
He was probably like 10 years old.
You're on
right?
Tinder, dude.
Oh,
No, okay, so let me play out the scenario. So I was on
Tinder.
Farmville, right?
Right.
Grinding on the farm, getting everything, getting all the crops ready and everything.
Grinding, bro. Nerd,
Just
nerding
getting the
out.
harvest
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
And he saw the pigs, he saw the chickens and
I was
stuff.
jealous.
He's like, dude, this is sick. I need to get one.
Get me in.
I'm like, dude, you gotta get a Facebook. You don't have a Facebook.
Right.
He's like, all right, let's get a Facebook. So he got a Facebook. He's like, I gotta get a picture on here. I'm like,
Take a
what do you mean? Like, you just got the Facebook, just get the game. I gotta get a picture on here. All right,
Wait,
take a picture of me.
You
right
took,
there,
you took the
right
picture.
there in the spot. He's all, take a picture of me.
Wait.
I
It was-
literally,
it was
I
with-
literally was just like,
I think it was with the
That's it.
laptop. It was with the laptop, the front-facing camera
Was it?
on the laptop.
He's all, come here. Look right there.
No. I don't think it was with the laptop. There's flash on that.
Yeah, there was flash on there.
There's flash.
You could see
I'm
it
pretty
on the
sure-
background.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure I had to pause my farm.
I don't know, but why wasn't I smiling? Like, why didn't you tell me to smile?
Because you thought you were tough.
You
dude.
thought you were in the
12.
DMV.
You're
I'm
12,
not even
dude.
12.
this is a DMV.
That's a
probably
DMV
You guys
picture.
are like 9.
Dude.
No, this is this
It's
is
good.
like
when you're a
yeah.
kid, especially when you're younger, you're thinking like, you don't want to smile because it looks kiddish. You're like, let's be tough about this. So let's just
Yeah.
mean mug.
I was tough. I wasn't pretending.
Well, that
hear
picture
one?
says
Yeah.
otherwise.
Whose phone is that?
Whose phone is that? Phones on.
Hello,
I'm gonna put that rule.
Yeah,
Next,
phones off.
next
Yeah.
time, phones
dude.
off.
My phone
Yeah, man.
always
Wait,
rings.
we can't turn the phone off. We're recording.
My phone
Well, not my
always
phone.
rings.
Is it recording? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
recording.
we're good. We're good.
So you guys did Farmville,
Yeah, I haven't
and
broken the
then
laws yet.
what was the next one before?
How far did you get?
feel like-
Instagram came out. Instagram
Farmville?
came
Yeah.
out after that,
What's
right?
what?
Instagram came out right after Facebook.
Yeah.
Twitter.
No. Vine.
Twitter.
Vine came out. Remember Vine?
Oh,
I think
Vine
Twitter was
good.
first.
Twitter was
Okay,
first.
Twitter was first.
Was Twitter first?
Yeah.
I've had Twitter for.
Twitter's been a
ever.
while. Yeah.
Dude, okay, so why do you guys
No,
think
it was Facebook.
MySpace went down? Because I
After
like
Facebook
MySpace,
was-
and that one you could customize it like crazy. You
Wait, what?
guys remember MySpace?
I think
Yeah.
MySpace went down because Facebook blew up.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's why, yeah.
Mhm.
Because for a while Facebook was like it.
But why was Facebook it and not Facebook and my?
And not MySpace.
I think it incorporated like the social aspect a lot more, where it was like.
Yeah.
But
You-
MySpace had the more customizable. You could play
But
music to
the
when you
way
got
I
to their
see
page.
it, the way I see it, because obviously like I'm the older one here, so what I remember was.
Yeah, that
it
was pretty
like
alpha of you right there.
Facebook was like MySpace but better. Like it had
Yeah.
everything that like you probably wanted, but MySpace didn't do, and
It was more desirable. at the
and it
moment.
was a lot more user friendly. Like MySpace
okay.
was a lot more coding to believe it or not. Like,
Does- yeah,
you could
that's
set up
true.
your pages
That makes
to where
a lot of sense.
it was
Yeah.
like you could set up your pages, but it required a lot more like
Oh,
No,
setting up a
right.
website. Like,
Also,
technology.
backend.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Facebook was an
And
app.
that's what you know. What that's true.
yeah,
Phones.
that's true.
Phones was big
MySpace
because
didn't
it's
get
just-
the app until way later
Yeah.
They were
How do
there
you
on the
know
game.
this?
because I had MySpace.
You still had
The second
MySpace at the
oldest.
time?
Actually, I visited
had
the MySpace
MySpace.
website, and now it's just all music, which
Yeah,
is
now it's
weird, 'cause
something
no one
different.
uses it.
Really? Well, you've never had a Facebook? What?
Have you
Or
guys ever
TikTok.
been hacked? Any of your social media?
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
don't think so.
I
You got-
recently
Bro.
got hacked.
I brought that up because I knew
Oh
he did.
yeah,
in the last you talked about
I
it.
got a message.
You know how last podcast we were talking about homeless?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'm like, holy crap, I've gotten scammed 3 times.
You know,
I
you
got scammed by a
hacked.
homeless. No, I got scammed by a homeless one time.
I don't think that's
You
something you
need
should be proud
somebody
about.
to like walk you.
You need a financial
Walk
advisor.
you like a dog.
That's why like I'm hesitant
You
to give
need a
homeless
parent.
people money.
What are the 3 times?
What was the first one? I
Your
told you guys
laptop
about-
was
The
one.
The
of them.
laptop was
Your
one.
laptop was
Oh,
one
yeah.
of them.
Second one was your job.
Second one was the
Job.
job. I applied for a job. Yeah, you got to see the old podcast. But
Yeah.
I applied for a job.
Go check
and-
out the what was it like episode?
I think
10?
it was like
It was
7 or
No.
it's under
was 7 or
scams
8.
and,
It's under
and
scams.
Yeah, I
and
think it was
8.
8. I think it was 8.
It was 8?
hacks. I think.
Yeah, I applied for a job.
If you want to
and-
see Danny's dumb decisions.
Yeah. No, I applied for a job
And then what
I
was
got
the
the
third
job.
It was a Craigslist
And then
job.
I
It was a
didn't.
Craigslist job.
Let's just put it
Okay,
like
well,
that.
he got the job and there was no job to
I got
begin
the
with.
There
job.
was no job to have.
I got the job.
I like how you
what
keep saying
information
I got the
did
job.
it
You
then?
didn't get the job, dude. keep saying you got the job. You didn't get the
because
job.
if it was the job,
Okay.
I definitely got it.
What were the clarifications of getting the job? What did you have to do? What were your duties?
Dude. Okay.
Did you give him your social?
What was the only thing you did?
you did?
Well,
You
yeah,
only
dude,
did
it was
one
a
thing.
job, bro.
Oh my.
You only did one thing. What was that one thing?
What?
cash the check.
Oh, no. It wasn't just that. Like I had to answer a bunch of interview questions and all that
I'm
stuff.
talking like
it
after that.
felt legit.
Once
felt
you had the
legit.
job.
Once I had the job, I had one thing to do. I had to go. So the guy told me, he's like, hey, you gotta, you need like a desk, you need a laptop, you need this, that. He's like, so I'm gonna send you a check. You gotta go cash it, and then buy the stuff with it. All right, simple enough. It's kind of weird. Why not just direct deposit? But whatever. We're not there yet. It's fine. So I go do that, and it doesn't go through. Blah blah blah.
So that dude has access to your bank.
Well,
Yeah, he hasn't
Nah.
changed it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he doesn't have access.
he
to my
sent you a check.
He sent me
He
a
sent
check.
you a check. You took it to the
But
bank.
like by mail or no, it wasn't even by mail. It was like by email. So I had to like print it out.
yeah,
He
that's how
took it
that's
to
how
the bank.
Scammers do it. This is not,
He
he's
took
not
it to
first
the
time that
bank
I've heard-
teller, and the
Yeah.
bank teller told him like this doesn't look right.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, you're about to get scammed."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the third time?
By a homeless guy.
How so?
Oh,
So-
I thought he was homeless. That's
Yeah,
where
bro.
the scam comes in. 'Cause I thought he was
You
homeless.
deserve that for real.
So, which one? The homeless one or the?
Well, let me hear
All
the homeless
three.
one.
Oh,
Just
okay.
all
Explain it.
three.
Just
Yeah.
explain it.
The
Okay.
first one's iffy. You might have just paid for service and they completed the service.
The first one, I'm starting to think it wasn't a scam. I actually got. He actually fixed my.
You had a
computer.
revelation.
Yeah. So the homeless one was, I saw a guy. He was outside of a Vons asking for money, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give him $20. Give him $20. I felt good.
Money's a lot.
That
Money's
is
a lot, but I feel, I feel good. I was like, I feel like, I want to
Blessing.
give. I want
A
to give.
blessing, a blessing.
I gave it, dude. I don't know if I was coming out of Vons or going in Vons, but I think it was while I was coming in. So then I came out. I saw this guy get in a van and dip, and that was it. Ever since then, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, he got it into his own van. He drove, like, he got in the driver's seat and like ran or like drove off. And I'm just thinking, like,
What
Was it a nice van?
did he have a sign?
It was a pretty decent
What
man.
was he
Yeah, it
asking
was a-
money for?
he was like, it was like he was, those homeless signs.
But
Like,
what
it
did
was
it
a
say?
cardboard sign, like, help me, anything helps.
Help.
One of those.
I'm a scammer.
See, we were
You
just
know?
talking about that, like where it was like
And he was dressed like, he wasn't dressed good. Like, he was dressed
No,
like
I mean,
he was
the-
homeless
you-
for a while.
you didn't see the van originally. You saw like him
No, 'cause
just
it
standing
was in the
there.
parking
You
lot.
thought like, oh, this guy's like really like
Not standing. He was
down
like,
low
he
or,
was
like-
like sitting
What-
down.
what
laying
if,
down, dirty,
Like
really
your
dirty.
your mom gave you those $20. Hey, mijo, go get me like bread, right? You go to Vons.
Mhm.
You see a guy like, oh, let me give you this $20 that my mom gave me. You just wanted to be nice, and then you go into Vons, you get the bread, and you find out you can't pay, so you go back out to ask him for the
Ask for
$20. And you're like, hey man, can I get the $20
That's
back?
a scam right
no,
there.
no. You go back and ask him. He's like, "Sorry, man, I don't have no cash."
He's like, I used it already. Investment.
You go
He's
back.
drinking
and
his
you,
beer. He's like, "Yeah, I don't have cash,
My bad,
sorry."
dude.
you go back. All you need is $5. He's already spent it all.
He's over here like, bro, get a job.
Dude, he's like, I tried, I got scammed. I don't know what to tell you.
Bro, I tried to. Anyways.
In other words, Danny gets scammed a lot.
Have you ever been scammed?
Never.
Like even close? It's like so obvious, right?
I was almost scammed.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, the homeless was obvious, okay? The
I mean, you
The
didn't
laptop
really
might
get
have been
scammed
obvious.
though.
and the job, I was looking for a job, man.
Danny needed.
It was a job hunt
Danny,
for
from
real,
now
bro.
on, just like send us like the stuff, and you're like, does this look right? Like, no, man, it's a scam. Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
We need
Just CC us and
scam
everything.
thread.
I'm gonna
Scam
just send you
thread.
guys my
CC
resume.
everyone.
You guys throw it out there.
CC
I'll
the
apply for
podcast.
jobs for you.
Yeah.
That's funny. No, I know the exact same thing happened to somebody, dude. One of my, I'm not gonna say who, but I know who, and like, I just remember when they told me what happened, or they didn't tell me what happened. They told me like, as they were in the middle of the scam, not knowing it was a scam, right? And so, it was the same situation where they sent a printout of the check. And they said, like, here, go do this. She actually did deposit the check.
Oh, what a beast!
Should have got a
She
good banker,
deposited,
dude.
and what they told her to do, I
Don't
think
go
was
with
like,
Wells Fargo.
I think it was like buy gift cards, buy a bunch of like,
Oh, really?
like $2,000 worth
No,
of like
for
Apple
me?
gift cards.
For me, they told me to
Wait,
cash
wait,
it
wait,
and
wait.
buy
So
the stuff. Whatever's left over, give it to them.
She cashed.
So
the
I could have
check.
bought myself some nice stuff.
She cashed the check. Somehow it went through, so it got deposited $2,000. And then she
Well,
used
that's
that-
the part that didn't make sense to me because I'm like,
What?
how does it's a fake check? How would it? How would
Well,
it
no, it's
deposited?
a real check. It's just from a different account. It's a random person's account.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that's what differentiates the good banks from the
Sure.
bad ones, really.
And so she ended up buying like $2,000 worth of like
She actually did it.
Apple gift cards. And when she was telling me about it, she was even like, yeah, I don't know why they want that.
Oh my gosh!
So I remember looking at this whole situation. I'm like,
What an idiot!
I started asking questions. I'm like, wait a minute. Who told you to do this? Oh, like and they emailed it to me. What email? Like, what do you, who's they? Oh, like the lady that I talked to. You talked to her? Oh, well, no, like just through email. Like, where did you get the email? Oh, like, well, she emailed me. It was from a school. It was like, it was like she applied for a job like at a school. And that is who was contacting her. Basically was like the someone, whoever works at the school was like, but never spoke on the phone, never had an interview, never nothing, just
Dude,
all email.
That's so
To
lucky,
me,
dude. I had an interview.
no, bro.
heck?
And I'm like listening to her like So you didn't talk to anybody. Like you just literally were like, yeah, this all makes sense. Like
There's some questionable.
And I was just, like,
questionable
looking at
people
her
out here,
like-
bro.
you what? Like really? Like
What ended up happening?
she got scammed. She lost $2,000.
So wait.
Oh, but
they-
it wasn't hers to begin with, so
Well,
she
I-
really didn't lose it. She just
I
lost her
don't
time.
know. She spent money on $2,000 worth of Apple gift cards. I don't know what she ever did with them.
Did they charge her for it? Like they said, like
Her
the check was
her
fake.
bank was charged. I know that. Like her card was charged.
Oh, so
Oh,
Did she lose? Did she lose 2,000? I don't know, but her card was charged and was used to buy $2,000 worth of
Gift cards.
Apple gift cards.
Dang, that's
so she was scammed.
Le-
I was attempted to be scammed.
but the banker like looked out for you.
You got
Right.
scammed. The banker got.
No, well, if you
Saved.
think about it,
You
I
got
didn't.
saved.
I didn't. The only thing I lost was time, which is probably the most valuable thing.
And your pride.
And
And
a little bit of pride. Well, not clearly not enough for me to still be sharing the story.
Because it happened. It happened.
Matt's
it happened 3 more times.
Matt's looking at me like you're a freaking idiot, but I'm still saying the story.
Look, man. I was telling someone the other day.
What?
There's some very special people in this world.
No, I just
You're
remember
sitting
looking at
next to
her.
one of them.
Yeah,
I just remember looking
that's
at
me, my guy. That's me.
Make a wish right here.
Yo, give me all the information.
No, I just remember like I don't know. I just for me, I'm like I get the emails, I see everything because like they don't stop, right? Like they never stop. So I'm just like, bro, it's like I don't know. I'm just like, I'm.
Some
It's
people are
never,
just,
it's never
Yeah.
a thought in my head to be like, yeah, click the link. Like I don't know.
I don't click on any links.
Ah.
I'm trying to justify myself.
Danny just downloads apps.
Yeah, seem
Anyways,
legit.
all right, we-
legit.
Legit.
All right,
All right.
what's next?
Yeah.
Well,
Stay
I
on
think
topic.
you,
Stay on topic. Guys.
On
the
topic.
what was that question you had?
What was
earlier?
the topic?
The
Topic was
the motivation one.
Social media. I think?
the motivation question.
That's so.
Oh,
That's such a rough transition.
Well, I think it's
Well-
okay. This conversation was.
yeah.
We were talking about Danny
we
being
ended the
scammed.
conversation and just jumping over. Okay,
I feel like
He's hurt.
he's hurt. He needs some motivation.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Why do you wake up in the morning?
The way you worded it was so
Why do you
wrong.
wake up and
was
get scammed?
so wrong. Danny, why are you still waking up?
Why are you still? Why are you still?
The way you said it sounded exactly like that.
I'm just trying to make sure that nobody else gets scammed like me.
Danny's theory is that if he takes all the scams, no one
Yeah.
else is getting scammed.
That's
Look,
true.
I respect
this entire podcast.
I've
is
saved
to
like
spread
15
awareness.
Nigerian princesses, bro.
This podcast
That one I
is to
believe.
spread awareness so that people don't get scammed.
I already
like-
had one.
We've
Like,
already had a
we
scam.
we already had a.
No,
Yeah,
so
we're
that
back in it.
people don't get scammed.
Don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
scammed,
But
guys.
go to Patreon and
that's
Yeah.
legit.
that's not
Yeah,
That
that's
one's
not a
go
scam.
to the description.
We'll tell you right now exactly where the money
Go
goes.
to Patreon, donate some money so we can keep doing this.
And
So
Keep-
why?
It's
why
we
not
can
a-
keep
it's not a
helping
scam.
Danny.
So we can
Yeah.
keep supporting Danny.
People like
basically-
me.
You're basically contributing to like
right.
Danny's future.
So why do you wake up in the morning?
Okay,
The
what's-
alarm clock
what
usually
makes
wakes
you
me up.
What wakes you up in the morning? Like other
Either
than
the
your alarm
sun
clock.
or the
alarm
alarm clock
sometimes.
doesn't wake me up, dude. I don't want to say there's a timer in my body because if there is, it's lagging.
Broken.
It's broken. But it's right.
What's-
It's like a clock. It's right.
Let me
2
ask
times.
you, what's the loudest
a day.
thing you've ever used to try to wake him up?
Water.
No. Dude,
You
he's
use
hit me
water?
a couple times.
Water's not loud,
Yeah.
but
But like, but it didn't
I've
actually
slapped
wake
him.
him up. Is what I mean.
He slapped me before.
Like it
I
didn't.
slapped him hard.
I
one.
didn't wake up.
What did you use?
You didn't wake up.
But that didn't wake him up. Like,
I had headphones one time, kind of like these, and I put them on his ears,
bro,
and I cranked it up.
It was a good song.
He slept
who
through it.
remembers it?
Yeah.
He remembers
But
the
Nah,
names.
I'm a heavy sleeper, dude.
This fool slept
We're
through
Like,
it.
very
like
aware-
I think,
aware.
like I don't know, man. It's weird because I think you just have to like push me a little bit and then I'll wake up. But if you slap me,
I
you have
feel
to be
like
gentle.
He'll go sleep.
Huh?
No.
He'll
You have
to be
go sleep.
gentle.
He's
I
like,
feel
yeah.
like
I feel like you have to be gentle with me.
I've been
You guys-
able- I've
you
been
guys
able
go
to wake
straight
him up.
to the tough,
Violent.
violent way, man.
the problem is like Danny will be like snoring, right? And I'll
Mhm.
just like, hey Danny, like you're snoring,
Hey, Danny.
right? And then he'll be like, oh sorry, and then he'll go back to snoring like 5 seconds later.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Danny,
That
you're snoring.
would always bug
But
me.
that happens,
I'd
like-
literally kick him though.
Tony will
Nah,
snore too, and
that's
I'll be like,
cap.
Tony, you're
That's
snoring. and
out.
and he's out.
What he just said
I
right now
will
is
have to-
absolute cap. I've never heard him say, "Danny, you're snoring." Never, never once in my life have I heard that, bro.
Tim's like, grabs it, he's like, "Hey."
Hey, bud. Hey,
Grabs
dude. You good? Hey, you good, dude? Just wanted to say you're snoring, man. You good?
I hope you have a good day.
I hope you have a good day. Go ahead, go back to sleep. Just
Go
don't
to bed.
snore. You know? No, I've never heard that. I've heard, stop snoring, bro.
Okay, I think I can say this story. Obviously, me, him, and Tony.
Don't name him.
We've already. Tony's gonna be on the podcast.
Yeah, dude,
Everyone's gonna be
He said
on
his
the
name 5
podcast.
times.
bro, Migos already have his social by now. Go, continue.
That's true.
So obviously, like we'll crash at people like at each other's houses,
'Cause we're
and
homeless.
usually,
You guys
usually,
are like borderline homeless.
usually, Danny's the one that snores. Tony's the one that goes to sleep prematurely, and then I'm probably the one that goes to sleep like way later.
So Tony's a preemie.
Yes, very much.
Yeah,
And
he was born that way. I mean, what are you gonna do?
and here's the problem, and I'm gonna out Tony, even though he's not here to defend himself. I'm gonna out him.
He never.
He will like gas like in the room that we're sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate that. I hate like if you come into like my room and you're gonna knock out on my floor, I'm not gonna give you any blankets or anything like that. But if you're gonna be in my room, like don't fart in my room. Like go outside, fart in the hallway.
Common
You're
courtesy,
exposing
I guess.
him.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
He's like,
well,
yeah.
I'm
gotta learn.
frustrated. I'm scarred. Okay.
I mean, on Tony's defense, he,
Bro, that's what I
he
tell my
never
dog all the
does-
time.
He,
Okay, you do know that like right off the bat, a lot of people are gonna watch this.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
It's not about
fine.
you. It's about Tony.
It's okay. Everybody
that-
farts.
It would have been
I'm gonna
fine
try
if,
to-
if you didn't. What is this one? No.
name no speaking.
Wait,
over
when
others.
was that a
Oh,
rule?
we
No
broke.
speaking over others.
We've been breaking. I'm breaking
When
that
was
right
that
now.
Stop breaking those rules.
When was that a
We
rule?
got laws here.
I didn't make it that far down.
You're supposed to read everything before you get into the room, or maybe not before you sit.
What if you don't know how to read?
Yeah. I just
Audio.
think that.
That's why I use Audible.
Audible.
You need to
Promoted
Audible
by
that.
Audible. I need
Yeah.
Audible to sponsor us already.
Yeah.
For real.
Audible, if you're listening,
All right.
we need you to sponsor us.
So what was your motivation, by the way?
All right. What's your
I like how we
motivation?
veered
What makes
so far. It went from that to Tony farting.
Okay. Oh, before we go back to my motivation, because I can't really think of one right now. Let me go back to defending Tony. This guy would never give us blankets or pillows.
Yeah, you're a bad host.
He would.
That's
He's
okay.
a bad host. Yeah.
He's trying to defend, like,
Bro.
his-
That's
Like-
why every time I slept over your house, I try to sleep in Jacob's room.
There you go.
That's okay. I don't mind that. But I did have the second bed. I still didn't pull it out for people.
Never did that. Nope.
The second
That's so
it was just a
disrespectful.
mattress. It didn't even have like linen.
Nothing.
Like no bed sheet.
Nothing, bro.
It was just a mattress.
Just sleep
Yep.
on the floor.
I'm over here like trying to crumble up my sweater like as a pillow.
Not even a sweater. You're
I'm
trying
getting-
to crumble up the dog.
I'm
and just,
getting
like,
no.
sleep on
I'm
him.
getting Spade's blankets to like try to like snuggle up because I'm cold at night. Like, bro,
Oh, man. It's
we're
like
holding
the
on to
smaller
Spade.
one.
Like, dude, we'll keep each
Don't
other warm.
leave.
Don't even trip, bro.
Don't leave.
We'll keep each other.
Oh, dude, we.
Meanwhile, Tim has like 3 blankets on him, dude,
Yeah.
And a sweater.
and a
I like-
sweater.
No.
And he would sleep with the window open. Like,
Bro, poor Spade.
Yeah.
We cut. I cut his hair. Me and my dad. Cut
oh, I
his
thought you were
hair
gonna cut something
the
else.
other day
Yeah.
on the weekend. We
Oh.
cut his hair. He looks like a stray dog now. Bro, I feel
Really?
bad. I butchered him.
But he looks better than before.
He looked
Well,
like
he's probably
a mop.
more
He was
comfortable.
pretty scary.
He's probably more. He was a
He
mop.
was hairy, yeah.
He was a mop before, bro. With the hair that we cut off, like, we could have made another dog just out of the hair. Like,
Dang.
it was that much hair.
How much hair?
His hair is fluffy, but like all the grooming places have been booked up for like ever, so we
Yeah.
haven't been able to take.
Oh,
him.
that's why.
So that's why we ended up.
What do you
doing it
think is
Oh.
Spade's motivation to waking up?
ourselves.
Food?
Water,
Food and water.
water, and going outside to pee.
All right, let's jump over to Matt.
Danny,
Danny,
keep-
Danny-
where do you keep thinking?
well, I mean, I probably have the same as Spade.
Sorry.
Going outside to.
this is
Matt,
true.
give us some motivation.
All right.
What motivates you to get or to get up in the morning? What's that one thing?
It's not for my current state.
I like that.
It's for the future, where I want
How
to be in
so?
the future.
I like that.
I'm grinding now so I could have a good future, not just for myself, for my kids, my wife.
You mean
So,
like
to
grinding?
be
like,
comfortable in my future.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
When
Raise your hand.
what do you qualify? Like, what in your life will you need to know that you've made it, you feel comfortable?
Ooh, that's a good question.
House.
A house. Oh, okay.
That's literally just my goal right now. A house.
That'll be like
That's a good goal.
reassurance for you. Yeah.
So let's say you accomplish that goal in like 3 years from now. What then?
Kids. Oh, wife first.
Oh, this guy.
Wife first.
You do need
And then a wife.
No, we'll just skip that.
The order doesn't matter, but
The order doesn't matter.
No,
He's
wife,
like, kids,
wife and kids.
kids,
Wife
wife,
and
and house. That's fine.
Start a family. Live in a
He's all
house.
dog, kids, oh wife.
Kids,
You know,
dog, wife,
honestly,
house.
I don't necessarily think like I need a house before a wife or
sure.
like
Yeah.
that. That
But
order
you want to be
doesn't
set
matter
up
to
for
me.
it.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least be set up for it. I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
No, that
you'd
sounds-
be okay if you got married and then worked towards building a house, and then
Yeah, because I'm 23. I'm not gonna buy a house in 2 years.
You can.
you can.
I mean, you can, but that's
Not
very,
here.
very difficult. In California,
I did it.
no, but
I
you're
was
built
25.
different. I'm not.
You were 25.
I was 25 when
That's
I moved
crazy
out.
though. I don't know,
You could do it.
Dude, if I,
I mean,
could
you
do it, you
can.
could do it.
but it's not. Would you say it was easy?
Burning down the house. Would you say it's
Speaking
easy?
of the house,
It's a smoke alarm. man.
Speaking of the house that you
Speaking
just
of
bought, it
I
might
gotta go
be
save the
burning
house,
down.
guys.
yeah,
Hold on.
go
Where's
save,
Kez?
go save your house.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, she got. Did you get it?
Reach it.
Did it
She
stop?
got it. She got it.
Can I reach it?
I was smoking, guys.
I'm not much
Oh.
taller. Kez was smoking.
We got that on the.
We got
Got
it.
that
We're
good.
gonna have to cut that. Just cut
Yeah,
that.
cut it.
I think she got it.
Have you edited any?
Edited.
No,
anything?
I throw it out there raw.
Nice. We're 100%.
dude.
We-
Come on.
No swearing.
That's the third one, bro.
swearing?
Third. That's the third
That's
rule.
the third one, man.
Third rule.
I made the rules. I'm the
He
exception
can
to
bend
the
them.
rules.
He can bend the rules.
This is my swamp.
What is Jake? What is your motivation for waking up?
Yeah.
I would
It-
say something like what you said, but
Mhm.
I'm not trying to copy you because.
If you're not ready, I think I have one. Or Joel, if you want to go.
Okay, well, I just gave you 3 seconds.
You can ask him the
He's out
same.
here lagging,
Just
Joel.
just go for it, bro.
You can ask him
No,
the
no,
same
no. You
question.
can tell me if you're not ready.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, Joel, did you want to go?
Oh no, you can go.
Okay, so my, I think mine
That was
would
like
be,
15 seconds in between them. He's like, all right, cool, I'm going.
No, you can go if you're ready.
Bro, just go.
Just go.
Just
go,
I think
man.
mine would be
Go,
similar.
you've broken
similar
like 5 of the rules already. Just go.
Mine would be probably similar to Matt's.
Yeah.
There's this guy that we watch, and Danny too, and his like quote is, "I want to change the family tree." And I feel like that is like something good
That's valid.
to live by. Now I don't know
Branches?
what quantifies
Branches.
as changing the family tree,
What?
but
branches.
I don't know. I feel like if I can make an impact, a positive impact on the generations underneath, I feel like that would be good.
You mean like generations after you? So like your
Yeah.
kids?
My kids, I want them to be like comfortable. Like
Okay.
I feel like my parents did an okay job. Like they provided everything we needed, but I want to go like a step beyond that. If I can give them comfortability, not having to worry about clothes or shoes or anything like that, I feel like I've done a good job.
But you get them
There-
too comfortable.
yeah.
Now
there-
they're spoiled.
There
Yeah.
was this thing that I heard. I think it was like on Instagram or something, where it was this guy that was saying, "My dad walked to work.
Oh, I've seen that.
I drove. What was it? A Mercedes Benz to work.
Mhm.
My son will have a Lamborghini. His son will walk to work."
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which kind of makes sense because in reality, kind of going back to your kids will eventually get comfortable. They won't have
Mhm.
their own version of like having to go through the grind.
The grind.
They wouldn't
having
understand
to
what
really-
it is.
yeah. They'll just be like, my family has money and like I don't need to do anything. Like I could just survive off of their money. And then like let's say the money disappears or economy goes down or something like that. Now they don't have any money. Now they have to go get a job. They don't have those luxuries that they had before.
Mhm.
All
Or
right,
that
this
drive,
might be like a weird question. What is something, if anything, you would change about how your parents raised you? Something that you would do different with your kids, if anything.
Different. There'd be a lot of similarities, but I would definitely want them to go through a lot of the struggles for that same reason. I wouldn't want my kids to feel like they earned it. I in a weird way, I'm kind of selfish with it, but it's like, that's my money.
Yeah.
You didn't earn that. money.
Shaq said something similar to that. I don't know if you guys saw that. He was
Yeah,
like,
with
Yeah, I
Sharif.
saw
his
that.
This is
kids.
my cheese.
Yeah. His kids pretty much asked him like, "Hey, I want a car," and then Shaq was like, "I'm rich. You're not rich.
Well,
I'm
he,
rich."
He told them, you need 2 degrees in order to touch my money.
Mhm.
For me to
That's-
give you
Yeah.
any money. That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
but that's how I would
It's
do it
good
too.
work
I'd be
ethic.
like, look,
GED.
this is
No, I'm just kidding.
GED, and that's one diploma. That's another one. No, yeah, I see it that way too. It's like, look, this is the money that I made. While you're underage, I'm going to support you. I'm going to give you what you need, but what you need is different from what you want. You're not going to get a car right out of high school. You're gonna.
Yeah.
I'll make you a deal, like how my parents did. They made us a lot of deals where it's like, look, you do this, we'll give you this. My dad was
Yeah.
big on, you get
You have to earn it.
straight A's, I'll give you $25 per A that you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your goal was to get as many as possible.
I never got that money.
Yeah, you never got that money. I actually did.
Yeah.
Did he give you that?
Like, he gave me the same promise, but I never got the money.
Oh, okay.
But
just
think about-
wanted to.
Nah, I
sure.
got the grades. It's just that when it came time, like, he was just like,
You should go
I don't
claim
know
your
what to
money.
do.
But
I get a job.
kid's
dude.
gonna get scammed.
You got scammed again.
Dude, that's four times.
four times.
That's 4 times, bro, amigos.
When was your dad?
What was my dad? So think about that. Think about that real quick.
My God.
But yeah. Like, think about it like this: if I had my kid and they wanted a car, I'd be like, okay, how about I make you a deal? However much money you can save up, I'll match it, and you can go buy
That,
your
I've
car
heard that. I
Yeah.
actually really like
and
that.
go do it. You save up $3,000 in like 6 months. I'll give you $3,000, and then that
That's
way
pretty
you
good.
you could go buy a $6,000 car.
Mhm.
That's pretty good. I like that.
But you're not gonna have me co-sign for a brand new car.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because then you pretty much now are part of that responsibility too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went to go get my first car, I went to the dealership and I was just like, I don't care if I get high interest rate. I'm gonna get the car that I want, but at least it's gonna be my responsibility and it's gonna be on me. And it sucked because they like literally put the screws to me because I got
So-
like high interest rate because I had no credit.
So do you regret like doing that?
No, that helped me build my credit early on. Because my first car I got at 18, and it was a Cadillac CTS, and I
Was
loved
it that gray
car.
one?
That was my first car,
Okay.
too.
That was his. I ended up selling to that,
Yeah.
but that car
That's
it
a
was.
fifth scam right there, dude. I only had it for like 3 months till it broke down.
I've seen a trend here.
I'm starting to think my whole life is a scam.
I
dude.
feel like no. This is boiling down to a bigger issue. You trust people too
I
easily.
trust people too easily. Yeah,
Gullible.
that's definitely
No, but then
not gullible.
you
but I
scammed someone
trust
else
people.
because you
Gullible.
sold that car too.
Huh?
You sold that car too.
Oh,
So you
It may
scam
not
somebody.
even
You
be
scam
trust. It may
someone.
just be like you know how normally you think about things before you do it. You just are like,
well, that's the
Impulse
definition
buying?
of gullible.
which you are.
I don't think I'm gullible. I think I literally just trust people
I think
too much.
think that you trust people too much.
I think I trust people too much, and I'm thinking like, okay, it's gonna be okay. Like it was okay with this person. It's okay with So
But it wasn't okay
But
with
I've-
your dad. It wasn't okay with Joel. It was
I know.
the Indian dude who fixed your computer.
Well, he
It was-
I,
Yeah,
I
he
think
actually
he
was-
actually fixed it.
He actually fixed it.
because like it did start working after. So
So 3 scams.
4
Anyways.
scams.
What's your
yeah.
motivation? Get him.
No. Jake, what's your motivation?
You had plenty of time to think about it now. By the way.
He's like pass.
No, honestly, for me, it's not so much focused on like the far end future. Like that's definitely like there, right? But every day, honestly, it's just waking up every day to make sure that at the end of the day, I look back and I'm like, this day was a good day. It wasn't a day where I like stressed out or whatever. And that starts by the way you start your day. So I wake up thinking like expecting that the day is going to be a good day.
How do you deal with the bad days?
I deal with them pretty well, honestly. Because
Yeah.
for the most part, my bad days,
Like, how do you deal with stress and whatnot?
number one is it's not that bad. Like literally, like the first thing that comes to like my first reaction when something bad happens, whether it's at work or life or whatever, like my first reaction is laughter. I laugh. Like when something weird happens.
Keep an eye on him.
No, what I mean is like
This was like
Anytime he's laughing,
literally
Like-
3 in the morning. He's laughing in the room. He's like, he's stressed out.
think about it. But like it's almost like really this is a problem. Like I laugh because I just laugh it off almost. Like it's almost like I don't
Like it's not
I don't
that
wear it. Yeah, I
significant.
don't wear it.
Toilet's clogged. There's no toilet paper. Like, bro, really? This
no.
was just cracking up.
He's like,
But
I'm
like
about to take a
normal-
shower.
Normal. I'm trying to think. Like the other day, something happened, and like it was. I remember thinking like normally this is a huge problem, but I remember thinking about it and just laughing like this is like a joke almost. Like
first world
like-
problem.
Like
Yeah.
it's a joke. Yeah, it's a joke. Like that. The fact that this is like a problem in my life. Like I have it that good, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I have
Yeah, that
the
makes sense.
same mentality, but in a different way. I like to think of whenever something bad happens, no matter what it is, I always tell myself it could always be worse.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I
that's like the
that's-
base foundation, basically. Like,
Yeah.
If that's your that's your base operating like level, it's like the rest of it is easy. Almost.
Yeah, and
Right.
that's not me neglecting like what's going on,
Of course.
because you could easily say like, oh, it could be worse than this. I'm not gonna deal with it.
You know,
But
what,
that's not me neglecting it. That's just me like, all right, relax, handle the situation calmly. You know, you'll be all right.
You know why? Because I've had those moments where like I had physical panic attacks, and those are where like, oh shoot, that's crazy. And I mean, I haven't had a lot of them. I'm not saying like I have a problem with those.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
of them I talked about it here on the podcast was when we went scuba diving.
Yeah.
Like
Alright.
that was like a real life threatening moment where
like you're in danger.
it was fun. Like
Yeah.
it was fun to go through that and to like have that mental battle and overcome it, and then actually be 40 feet underwater and like going
Yeah.
through that whole experience.
This guy's laughing underwater, bro.
I'm all seeing
No,
bubbles.
but I was thinking like that's
bubbles
what I
above
mean.
him.
I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no way like this is gonna like keep me from like ruining. People say like, oh, this ruined my day.
No.
So-
There's nothing. I mean,
Mhm.
there is plenty that could ruin your day, but as far as myself personally, like I just can't be like, oh man, something ruined my day.
So you pretty much laugh it off. Would be one like a good way to describe it. Just
When I like
kind of like
stress,
see how it's like not that big of a
I also
big
don't
deal.
let stress build up. I try to
Manage
get
it.
rid of it pretty early. Honestly, like I've always been pretty good at that. I don't know.
You know what I try to do? And it actually works in my head. Like if I know something's coming up, like there's a meeting or something like that, it's like it's a big thing where it's like, oh, I'm stressing out about it.
Mhm.
I always think I'm gonna be in my bed tonight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And I'm gonna
Like,
be
there's-
I'm gonna
there's
be in my
something
bed
after.
tonight.
There's
Yeah,
something
there's
after.
something after. Like this
And
is
at
gonna
that
be that
point-
small thing.
and at that point, like I'm gonna be looking back at it and being like, oh yeah, that was nothing.
Yeah, and I always imagine that it's like I'm gonna be in my bed tonight, no, regardless of what goes down, how stressful it is,
Yeah, I've
if it's
done
a
that too.
job or something like that.
Think about that.
If it's a meeting, no matter what, I'm still gonna be in my bed tonight. So that's where it gets me. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna be thinking about it tonight in a couple hours, and I'm gonna be like, it wasn't that big of a deal.
And you know what? Like that kind of also goes into the question that you had asked him about, like, what would you consider like a success? Or I think you asked that.
Yeah.
About
Something
like
like that.
what would you consider like success from your life or whatever. I would say like is like, for me personally, is like going through my life and realizing like I didn't make the normal problems that maybe some other people like make big problems in their lives. Like I didn't let those things like overcome my life. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
I didn't let those things like take me off the road or like
Mhm.
take me off track. Like I kept chucking along and like going through them. And like that's I honestly almost wear that like something I'm proud of kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Do you ever compare yourself to anybody?
Oh yes.
I used to. I actually used to, especially with social media before I went off for like 2 years. And so now that I'm back on, I've noticed that like number one, like I don't have that urge anymore where it's like a comparative kind of thing. Like that's not there. And I can recognize that it's not there. It's almost like when you're in it, you don't really recognize it because you're like in it. But once you've overcome that, you can recognize that, oh, this thing is missing that was once like consuming,
Right.
you know? And so I've noticed like that's not existent at all with that anymore. But with people and lives, like other people's lives, I mean, not so much. I wouldn't say compare my life against theirs because I don't know. I think I understand differently that you can't, everyone's life is their own journey and everyone goes through their own different things. And so do I Do I try to grab wisdom from other people's lives? Yes. Do I try to grab knowledge and the experience that they have? Yeah. Like, do I compare someone else's experience and wisdom to mine? Yes, because I want to, like, it's something that I can, like, absorb and, like, you know,
It's like iron-
be a
iron
sponge.
sharpening
learn
iron,
from.
you know?
I can learn from, yeah.
Mhm.
And so I'll do that. I compare, and I also like to compare, not compare, compare is the wrong word, but I also like to, like, I'm interested in people's lives when I talk to them and meet them, because I also want to know, like, kind of what makes them. And what I've learned is doing that with multiple people who have multiple different
Different stories, yeah.
upbringings is like, it opens my mind even more to like wow, like this is an actual, like, growing up all I knew was like every holiday families, the houses that we were in were packed, and I thought this is normal. Then I meet other friends who are like, oh no, it's just me and my family every single holiday, and I'm like, what? Like, that's like crazy to me. And then there's other things, and that's just like one example, but like the idea that there's like, your world growing up wasn't everything. That
Right.
wasn't how all things are done. Like,
That was
there's a
a
whole
normal, yeah.
world of like
That's way different.
that's
from yours.
completely different, and so that alone is like, it like forces you to open your mind. And so one thing that I would teach my children is I would let them use their mind to like explore and be like, instead of trying to like direct them in a way of like being the person that I want them to be, I would let them have their experiences, have their failures, have their moments, and learn on their own, basically.
Right.
Like, instead of babying them and
Sheltering them and all that,
holding
yeah.
their hand all the way up. Of course, you're going to be a parent and let them like, you know, not like just run out, you know, like be all wild. But I will let them like mess up. I mean, I think that's one thing that didn't happen to me, is I didn't mess up. So I was afraid to mess up because like when I got older, I was afraid to mess up, and because I thought like messing up is a really bad thing. You don't ever want to mess up.
Right.
So I tried to be like too perfect kind of thing.
That makes
I would
sense.
let my kids know like,
You don't have to be perfect.
Failure's okay.
Failures,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Matt,
exactly.
how would you deal with stress? Or how do you deal with stress?
It's a great question.
I've known Matt for a long time. I mean, he's not a stressed out person.
I know.
I think I think you deal with it by voicing it and by like putting
Yeah.
it out.
Direct.
What's
Not in like a negative way, but like you're
Doesn't let it build up.
you don't let it build up. It definitely like leaves. I'm thinking of like
Mm.
basketball. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of like stuff like that, which is not bad.
Nah. I honestly, recently I've stressed out a lot because of exactly what I said earlier, my goals.
Yeah.
So what the reason why I stress out now is much different from my stress back then. My stress now is more realistic. I stress now because I want to, because I compare myself, like you were talking about comparing. I don't compare myself to others. I compare myself to where I want to be,
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
and that's
Like,
why
you're competing
I stress.
against your future self.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like
So that's why I stress now. But how I deal with that, I mean, I have my outlets like you said, basketball, I mean, church, just stuff like that. But honestly, sleep.
Sleep.
I
Ooh.
get my sleep.
Dude, I
Like
wish
8 hours?
Nobody's
Okay.
gonna stop me from getting 7 to 8 hours every
7 to
day.
8 hours. That's
Nobody's
That's
gonna
actually
stop me from
key.
getting sleep.
because there's days where maybe I get 4 hours
Nah.
of sleep,
Mm.
and like it just makes the next day so much
It's-
harder.
yeah.
It's so annoying.
So it's like a solid 6 or 8.
6 to 8 hours every
7
single
7
day.
8.
The older you get, the more you appreciate sleep, bro. It's
So
Yeah,
that's like your
not
go-to.
a-
Like
so true.
That's
no
my
matter
go-to.
what, once I get to bed, it's like I'm gonna get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's a new day.
And tomorrow I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, how you think? Like I'm gonna be in my bed.
hmm
That's where I'm gonna end up. That's where I'm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chill.
But you enjoy what happens afterwards. Like you go to sleep.
Oh, you threw me off.
Yeah, I was
You
like,
get in your bed, and then what happens after that? You
What
go to
happens when
sleep.
you're in your bed?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, wait, will you wake up? Yeah.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I have to sleep. That's
Yeah.
honestly that's my biggest way of dealing with stress. For
Yeah,
real.
that's good.
That makes sense.
Tomorrow's
Now-
a new day type of deal.
Does it ever get like? Does the sleep ever be like? How do I say it?
Like you can
Like
Escape.
like an escape, but like a negative escape. Like you don't want to deal with
Well,
your issues, so
yeah.
like you sleep.
There's also
think-
that.
I do think, but like I think sleep is a lot better than the other types of escapes
Right.
that are out there.
But too much of
So-
one thing can always be bad. So that's why I'm asking.
So I did get to that point where I was getting home from work and going to sleep at like 6 and waking
okay.
up at 4 the next day for work.
Yeah,
That's not healthy either.
right.
How I dealt with stress then, honestly, that time's kind of a blur. I just worked
that makes sense.
Yeah,
until
you were
I
just head
was
down.
I was draining myself to
Yeah.
not deal with stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
how I
makes
dealt
sense.
with it.
So obviously, yeah. So you said sleep, but is there anything else? Obviously, you said basketball, but is there kind of like a mindset that
I mean,
you
it
have?
Makes, it makes sense. Well, maybe now. Just saying, like now.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Like in the what I'm saying is like in the moments where like you feel it like building up and you're just like, like do you let it like bother you or do you you just kind of like it's there but you don't let it stop you. You just keep going.
no, it depends on the stress. If it's stress that I can communicate, I'm absolutely going to communicate
good.
it, and I'm going to be very direct.
That's good.
That's one thing
key.
I'm not afraid of,
Yeah.
communicating.
Yeah.
If it's stress that's just on me, I mean, just
There's different
I
ways to
just-
deal with that too.
Well,
Like it depends. That's a good point. It depends on the type of stress.
Yeah.
You said
work,
that you
family, whatever.
you compare yourself to your future goals now, and that causes you to stress out. Why do you think it even gets to that point where it's like this is something that hasn't really happened yet or is going to happen, but do you feel like you're not on track? Is that why you feel like you get stressed out?
Yeah, I think so. Because one thing about me, it's very weird. I'm very good at communicating, but I'm also very hard-headed. So I don't want to ask for help, but I know I need the help.
That makes sense.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
It's very
That's-
strange.
That's a
I'm the
man.
same.
That's like.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
it's
want to
like-
like.
It's a stigma.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think. I think you're about to say it's a man thing, but
It's
it's,
like
not
a-
a man thing.
yeah,
It's a-
no, that's
it's
why I
a-
didn't
it's,
say
I
it.
think it's like a little bit of pride, like not like in the negative way, but in the way of like
I mean, it can
I'm
be
gonna
negative.
I'm gonna handle it.
That's
like,
what causes me to stress because it's negative pride.
okay.
I'm a confident person. That's one thing I can say.
Right.
But I'm also hard-headed and prideful. Those are things that I
I mean,
need to
that
work
kind
on.
of comes along with the territory of being like a confident person.
Right.
You also know, like, I'm my own person. I'm gonna handle my stuff.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm not gonna do like maybe help would help and make it easier, but like
But
I'm capable.
There's
of
a
doing
thing.
it. So it's like a balance, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but figuring something out yourself feels much better than having someone help you.
That makes
It
sense.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Well, you get like a sense of satisfaction from
Yeah.
like I did this, I figured
Yeah.
it out. I get like all of the
Whereas
all the
knowing
glory.
like I only got through this because someone else helped me. See,
I
I,
mean,
feel
that's
like
cool too, but at the same time, like if
I
you
think
do
it
something
depends.
yourself, you're,
I think
Yeah,
it
yeah,
depends
yeah.
on
You
what
know?
it is though.
You're that guy.
yeah.
do
You're
you
that guy.
do you feel like you do that just because of that, or is it more of like I can't ask that person for help, or is it like a there's no one that I can ask for help?
No, I think
Do you feel like there is help available? It's just I'm choosing not to, or there is
there's
no help?
definitely help available for whatever reason, and I've told a lot of people this.
Mhm.
I'm pretty open about it. I have trust issues.
Mm.
I can't. I know there's people I could communicate with, but I
Yeah.
choose not to because I'm like, they can have this on me.
Mm.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
And that's
That
why
makes
you've
sense.
never been scammed.
Right. yeah. Yeah, it's very
No, you
strange
know what?
because
That
I'm
makes sense.
aware of it, but I can't like nothing can make me ask for
Dude,
help.
for
It's
me,
so weird.
For me, I think there's a difference because it's not necessarily like, oh, I know how to communicate this to somebody to where they could help me out with it. For me, and like it's like you're choosing not to basically because like what you just said. I think for me, it's like I don't want to put this burden on someone else. Number one,
Yeah.
number two, like if I communicate this to them like in the wrong way, they might think like I'm crazy kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because I don't consider myself like I understand my thoughts, but it's something about putting my thoughts into words that like my brain has a lot of trouble with sometimes. And so like sometimes I'll say something and I'm like, that's not even what I meant, like
Yeah.
the way I said it. But like I know by knowing that, like if I do put it out there, the idea or whatever, someone might hear it and be like, wait a minute, dude, like you know,
Like,
so,
you alright?
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm like, no, and
You're
I
sus.
am, but it's just a matter of like the way it came out. So that's all, I think that's another thing that I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep it to myself. And it's
Well-
just a part of, you know, just like I don't know, like I guess there's a little bit of pride there too, but
Going back to it, I kind of relate to you as far as like that hard-headedness sometimes. But for me, what I differentiated it back in the past when I was at that point is what's more important, your pride and that satisfaction of completing something or the actual goal.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things that I can tell. I feel like I think I'm a smart person, and I think a lot of people think that I've done a lot of things, and they're like, how does he, why
The fact
him?
that you got your house at 25.
Yeah.
Shout out Copper Rose Plumbing.
Copper Rose
Copper
coming
Rose.
too, the podcast too.
Shout out.
No, but
Unforgettable. What is it?
UNFC.
UNFC.
But a lot of it is help. Because I thought, forget about like, okay, I did it all by myself. In reality, I got all this stuff because I asked for that help. I thought
yeah,
the goal
that makes sense.
is more important than my pride. So I'll
yeah.
go around it as far as if I have to talk to my real estate agent, if I need to talk to Jake and get some advice, if I need to talk to my wife on how to deal with some editing, if I need to talk to Danny about getting the intro song done, I'm gonna get it
My
done.
fault.
I'm not gonna do it. You haven't done it yet.
I have done
Well,
it.
actually, we're working on it, but
But what I see what you're saying is like the
It's like-
will is there, so like the means. What's their saying? There's a saying that like there's a means to it.
The ends meet. Something like that.
I know what it is. It's the ends don't justify the means.
That
Yeah.
yeah.
and so
So think about it like this: if you set your goals on a table, and you want to complete these goals by a set time, but you know you can't accomplish them yourself. Obviously, if you get to them yourself, it's going to be like, dude, you're a boss. You
Right.
did it. You
And
got that. Like, oh, I did it myself. Versus if you had a team that helped you get to that, you'd get
Yeah,
to it
so-
sooner.
I think to your point, like the help isn't necessarily always financial help
Yeah.
or doing it for me. It's
Show me
the how
me
to,
how,
the
yeah.
wisdom, the like, okay, who do I call for this and that? Like, oh, what forms do I need? Or like, you know what? The hows, basically. Like, that's where like the help comes in. Like, realizing that buying your house at 25 may seem like impossible, but did you know that there's grants that help you? Did you know that there's like
Right.
programs that will help you get like, and then it becomes, you kind of start to see the dream become like realistic.
Realistic, yeah.
And
'Cause now there's
honestly,
a- now
that's one
there's
of
a
my
plan
goals,
behind
dude.
it.
That's one of my goals that I wrote down recently was helping people realize their dreams, their
Are
impossible dreams are probable dreams.
Mm.
Like not just like, oh, they can happen. Like they
Probable.
actually are probably going to happen. And like that there's a way. So it's a matter of just seeing like the dreams come true. And like, dude, if I could make that happen, that'd be dope. Like if that was a superpower, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way I see it, I'm trying, and I guess the good thing about it is I'm aware of my ego, but I'm trying to build 1,000-piece puzzle by myself. When I have,
Yeah, you have help.
it's so weird.
Have us?
It's not
Yeah,
even
it's
just
very
that.
strange.
It's like there's resources out there.
Yeah.
There's resources. Just a matter of like finding a way to connect to those resources.
Yeah,
So
but
I think that's.
But
that's
is
part of
it that
wisdom.
you like low key like the challenge?
I'm super competitive.
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause I
literally a
noticed
freak
that,
of
like-
nature with
Yeah.
competitiveness. It's so, I don't know why it's that way, but it's been that way since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
See, but
It's almost like little guy syndrome.
going back to it,
That might be.
it's if you use your team to do it, or not your team, but like if you ask for help, you accomplish it faster. And I'm the same way. I'm very competitive, but I'm not competitive against other people. I'm competitive against myself.
Yeah,
Like to the point where it's like whatever I did 5 years ago, I'm a dwarf that thing, like big time. I'm competing against myself. Like I'm going up against the clock. I'm shadow boxing myself type of deal.
No, that's good.
Where I could care less what everybody else is doing. Whoever's working hard, if they're working hard, if they're not doing anything, if they even see me a weird way because I'm doing a specific thing or asking for help or doing whatever I do, my goal is over here. That's what I'm gonna do to get to it, and you accomplish it faster
Right.
by getting that help.
Hey, you see what I've realized is that the pride that you get when someone else recognizes something in you, it's not the same as the pride that you feel when you do the work when nobody is looking. Like
Yeah.
when you know you're getting better and you're only doing it because you want to get better, and like
Mhm.
you're not gonna like post about it or no one's
Yeah.
watching or whatever. Like there's something about that pride that is like even I think more effective,
It's true.
and like it does more for maybe not your ego but for your confidence.
Yeah.
And like I mean that's honestly that's where confidence stems from. It's not from like acting confident. It's from knowing that you put in the work and the hours to get to where you're at, and for that you're ready for this moment, whatever it is.
That's true.
Whatever.
That's a good
If
way
you're
of
walking
putting it.
into a meeting, like there's the saying that you be the smartest man in the room. That doesn't happen by just whatever, like studying real quick before it. That happens by like knowing that
I don't think you want to be the smartest man in the room.
No, the saying is
The
don't.
saying.
The saying is
Don't be-
don't let people know you're the smartest man in the room, which means like listen first. Like you
thought-
want to listen to the people in the room first.
I thought it was.
I was gonna say
if you're the smartest
Oh, yeah. There you
man
go,
in the
too.
room, get out of the room and be the dumbest person in the next
Yeah.
room.
Well, that's where that's evolved.
There's different
It's
concepts.
evolved
Yeah.
from that. It started with be the smartest man in the room, and it evolved to like
Find
what you're
another
saying.
room.
Like
Find
yeah,
another
find another room. But like what it's saying is like go in to a meeting. It's a mindset. Go
Yeah,
into
yeah.
a meeting or go into a room like knowing that you're prepared, that you're confident
Yeah.
in what you're saying. 'Cause think about it. If you go into a room where you feel like the dumbest, you're gonna be probably like,
Yeah.
Some people may feel like they won't be asking as many questions. Like, what would you do when in school when the teacher would say like, "Who knows the answer to this question?" and you didn't know it? Would you raise your hand? No.
Mhm.
Or how would you
But-
feel if everybody raised their hand and you didn't?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You would feel like, shoot, I'm not.
I
gonna
gotta raise my hand.
Versus
you
if
raise
you're
your
the-
hand and they pick you.
versus I remember when I was taking my accounting class, and the teacher was horrible. He was an actual CPA, like active
okay.
CPA, but he knew what he was doing. He just was a horrible
Teacher. He's a bad teacher.
And so everything that I learned was just from reading the book, knowing like the material that we were going to cover the next day.
Mhm.
I made sure I read it that night before and learned it from the book and understood it. That was what was like, I wish I did this in high school,
Yeah.
but I understood it. And so that way, when the time came, the next class, I already knew what we were doing. I knew, as a matter of fact, there was plenty of times where the teacher was explaining it wrong, and we had to be like, actually, no, like this is the right way to do it. And what he would do is every night we had our problems, basically like our homework. We would go over our homework from the night before, like during class, but we would go question by question, and he would pick on a student, like for each question, like, okay, like question whatever 5, how did you do it? And so if they didn't know it, you look like an idiot, right? Whenever it came to me, I knew what I did and how I was gonna do it, and I felt like amazing because I knew I was gonna get. Not only did I know I was gonna get it right, like I knew like I'm gonna be able to explain it and maybe like help other people like understand it a little better.
Yeah.
And so the confidence that came from there was like, it made me feel like, bro, this accounting stuff is easy. Like I could keep going. As a matter of fact, he wanted me to keep going, but it wasn't part of my business program to keep going. So I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Is
But yeah,
are
that's
there?
what I mean. Like by being the smartest in the room, you
Yeah,
feel,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a confidence that you feel, right?
It definitely is a confidence.
I feel like when we've all had a chance to talk, we've all been able to kind of like dispose some like wisdom and knowledge. What is one topic you think you would be suitable and capable of teaching to a group of people? Like, for an example, plumbing. Like
I
you
know.
could teach plumbing. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
something like that.
I mean, it's easy to pick work right
Mhm.
now, but I don't want to pick work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something outside
Outside
of.
of
Let's
work.
go outside of work.
Yeah, yeah,
Did
yeah.
you know the
I think for
coronavirus?
me,
Danny,
I'll go first.
you can
Danny, you go first.
do
not
not teach
choosing
people how
healthcare.
not to be scammed.
yeah, I'm not cheating.
honestly, for me, you know what it would be? It would be, and I've realized how. The only reason why I'm even saying this is because I've realized like, people don't do this. It would be how to budget their money.
That's good. Yeah, a lot
Some
of people don't
like,
know. How to
especially growing up. Like, I mean, I think I knew a lot of people that didn't understand like the importance of budgeting. I was budgeting my money before I knew it was budgeting. I started taking classes on like budgets, on budgets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm already doing this. Like, I already do this. And so, just it's really simple. But I think growing up, a lot of people don't do that.
Matt, what do you think? Outside of work, what do you think you could probably teach? It could be anything.
So in a sense, it's kind of
Yeah,
like, what's
sport,
one
it
of
could
your
be-
strengths?
Yeah, exactly.
could be like, what
what's
do-
something you feel confident in?
Mm.
You know what I started learning or started realizing, like when I'm reading or learning something, if I can't like explain it, what I just read or what I just learned, if I can't explain it to somebody to the point that they understand it, I haven't learned it.
Yeah, that's good.
So when I
Good way
read
to
a
put
book
it.
or something or read an article or whatever, like I'm reading it with the mindset of like I need to be able to teach somebody this.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of my teachers.
So
would
it
tell me
soaks
that.
in. It soaks
If you don't understand it enough to the point where you could teach it, you don't
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
and like that's true understanding in my opinion.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've always been a person that asks why, like why do we do this? Why do we do that? Why do we need to know this when it comes to like work or whatever? And like the reason is because there's going to be times where like a problem comes up and it doesn't exactly work out the way it's supposed to. If I understand why I need this information, I can figure out a solution to go to work, like a workaround basically, to still get the same information that I need or whatever. So, I mean, that's kind of one of those things that, yeah, I don't know why I just went into that, but I think because you guys kind of were lagging.
My fault, big dog.
I don't know. I just kind of. I just,
That's on me, big.
So Matt,
Wait,
what do you
what-
think?
you guys haven't. You three haven't answered, right?
Well, he hasn't even gone yet.
The only, I just asked the question. You're the only
You're
one
the only one that's answered.
answered.
Joel hasn't even answered.
Honestly, I don't have an answer.
Nothing.
Bro,
You could think
basketball.
Yeah, it could be like.
Basketball.
But even that, like, I'm not pro.
No,
Okay, you don't have to be
okay,
pro,
but I think
bro.
it just
I
has
had
to
that
do with
question too.
confidence, like
Yeah.
in your
You re-
capability.
oh.
Like, be
I mean, I
selfish.
could-
Like, this is a time to be like,
Yeah.
like I'm confident in this. It's not, yeah.
Hey, you know what's a good one?
Like, don't be humble right now.
Confidence. Confidence in being confident.
Right.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Like confidence, like
What about
he
it?
could
Like
teach
teaching
someone like,
confidence. I
bro,
could see
be
that from him.
confident, like, you know.
Yeah. But
Honestly,
I can, but the thing that's so hard to teach because people, like, people become very arrogant very quick
That is true.
with
Yeah.
confidence. So
They
it's
get
like
they get the
an
two
even
confused.
line.
Yeah.
I don't know how to teach that.
okay, so
Honestly.
then, but that's an example.
well, one
what do you
I
think
would recommend you do
one?
is analyze like the way your brain works when it comes to like
that's a slippery slope there.
why. No, well, all you have to do is ask yourself like those honest questions. Is like, how come I don't lean towards this? How come I lean towards this? Like, why? And then you kind of like ask why.
Like, what
I
are
don't know.
some of the things that you're doing right now, other than work?
That's kind
Like,
of
Other
odd.
than work,
Like hobbies, or because obviously, like, if Jake is like
He's
super
all, that's
into- or,
personal.
like, let's say Tim's super into golf. Obviously, he can teach us how to golf,
right?
and that could be one of the things that he feels confident in. I can show you how to swing. I can tell you the form. I can do this because this is something that I'm into.
Yeah.
I can show you it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
And
it
I'm
doesn't have to be
by
golf.
no means a professional.
Yeah, he's not a professional.
I'm probably below average. Like, I tell you
but
that
he
much.
can still teach someone that doesn't know.
I guess it's kind of funny. We mentioned basketball, and I'm in a Thursday night league, and we suck very, very bad. But so bad. He played last week.
Yeah.
But he's the
We're
best.
so bad.
No, I do.
But he's the
I knew
best player in the
I knew
team.
for a fact the only reason he called me, I was like, damn, he's desperate if he's calling me.
We suck so bad, but I can confidently say I've taught so many dudes basketball.
See, that's what I was
And
gonna
even though we
say.
still suck, it takes time to learn basketball.
100%.
But
rules.
literally every single one of them,
Everything.
they're like, dude, you need to teach me how to play. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can. Do I
See,
really want to?
I think
That's a
I
whole different
think-
conversation.
See, I think what people mean is like the strategies, the
That's something I
not
could
necessarily
teach.
plays, but like why you do this play this way and like what's the goal you're trying to achieve.
So
I guess.
I guess I could teach basketball very easily. Physically,
It takes a lot of
limited.
patience.
I'm very limited in basketball. That's why I'm not pro. But I can definitely teach schemes. Why
See
I
that.
did this. Why you
That-
should do this.
Okay,
That is
yeah,
huge.
that's-
Why
Let me ask
that
you one
guy
question.
did that.
See, but that
See that right
That's-
there is
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
gold
that's
right
above
there.
average, like Your
I don't know any of
average
that.
person of
No.
that knows
So-
basketball, that plays basketball,
so
pick up basketball.
I know that
you
with
have- you have
baseball,
above
I
average.
could talk
Right.
about baseball and like strats
Yeah.
and all that, but
Yeah, so what's
even
weird
football.
is when I watch basketball with people, they're watching for highlights.
yeah,
Right.
And I'm like, oh, they're doing this because of this and this. I'm looking at the adjustments the coaches are making, the players are making.
Right.
that's
What they're
how
doing on
why I
defense
watch
and all that.
basketball.
That's how I feel with UFC. Because
Yeah.
I was just talking about it with my mom the other day. She's like, "No, I can't watch that because of the blood and it's so bad and like da da da." And I'm like, "No, I'm not watching for blood. Or, yeah, you watch for like those highlights, which are cool, but like I want to see the strategy that they're going in with. I want to see like how they approach it.
Like I'm
and then-
looking at footwork,
and then I listen
Yeah.
positioning.
I listen
all
to
that
the
stuff.
commentators because the commentators obviously know
They
what
know
they're
what they're
talking about, and like you learn just by listening to them because they tell you like, oh, this is what they're trying to do. Oh, this is what trying to do this, trying to do that. Like Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier,
Cormier.
they were just calling the last fight on
Saturday.
Nunez
Nunez.
and
Pena.
Pena, yeah, and like when Pena kept trying to go for a submission, like 10 submissions in one round that she attempt. She may not have like gotten to the point to where she held it, but what they were saying is like she has her arm like right here and she's twisting and doing this and that, and it's like, okay, now you can understand like what they're
Yeah.
trying to do, and like that to me, learning like that kind of stuff, super interesting to me.
Even something like the sport of soccer. Like I watch it and I just see people running around.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I totally can imagine that there are strats behind everything. Like,
1000%.
Chess.
Chess.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's why like
Yeah.
I'm
Chess too.
I'm so bad at chess right now, but like I know like I just have to learn like put together the plays, I guess, or like the strats, and then like ooh
The moves before the moves.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You were gonna
Yeah.
say something?
Oh, so you pretty much would say basketball, like not necessarily the game in itself, but the
Knowledge
strategies,
of
like
it.
the knowledge of it, the skills that come with it.
I
That's
think
that's
Do
pretty.
you know what the triangle is?
Triangle offense?
Like, could you break it down, like explain it? Because
That's
I've never
tough.
been able to understand it.
Only Phil Jackson knows triangle basketball. And Kobe and Michael.
the only
And-
kind of defense,
Shaq.
obviously I know man, zone, and then box and one, right?
Yeah.
Box and one, and then
When
I
did
box.
you
don't know
stop?
any
When
of
did you
that, bro.
stop playing
So
basketball?
there's different zones.
Middle
There's
school.
3-2. There's 2-3. There's 1-3-1.
Yeah, there's 1-3-1. Yeah,
See,
know
I
all
feel
those
like I
zones.
would've-
You guys are already going.
I
Into
feel like if I
geometry. I don't know
would've
what you guys are
played-
talking about.
If I would have played just to like high school, like organized basketball, I would have been a lot better just by from that short experience.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, you think they make you know how like they make history of jazz and all that stuff? Like, you think
History
they
of
make
basketball?
yeah, that
They
or
have
like
history of what?
schemes and stuff, like an
Yeah,
actual
there's
class.
books.
history of what?
History of jazz.
What do you mean? Of course.
He's
For
asking-
sure.
I'm asking, is there one for like basketball, but not
Of course.
not so
Yeah,
much
there's
history of
movies,
jazz, but like
there's-
more like understanding the schemes, like how
I'm
you're
sure.
saying.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
There's
that
definitely
John Wooden
books.
has. He's
Even
Yeah,
one of the
those
greatest
he's
coaches
considered.
ever.
He's considered like
the greatest college
Yeah.
coach ever.
the ESPN Plus, like
it's,
that
it's
series,
a course or what is it?
No, he has a book
in depth.
Book. Okay.
explaining basketball. I haven't read it. I probably should.
I'm say you guys want to read that book?
It's on my
Kobe's-
list.
It's crazy though.
Kobe's
list.
details. The show, the details.
yeah,
show.
that's a great one.
There you go. That's exactly what I was looking at.
So Danny, what would you say that yours is that you could teach someone right now?
I don't know, man.
I think I have a couple that Danny can. I'm being serious, and that's not a joke.
That I can
Yeah,
of me,
yeah,
like me teaching people.
yeah. But no, you go first.
See, okay, no, I kind of want to know what you
No, you go first.
see. That's
See what you
'cause-
say.
What do
'cause,
you
like,
feel comfortable that you could?
I feel like I don't
teach
really
me or
beef with
teach
people.
Matt?
So this is gonna be weird. I don't really beef with people. I make like
You're
relationships.
so patient.
I'm very
Oh my god.
yeah. Am I patient?
Bro. Yeah.
I feel like that's low key like you're an idiot. That's
No.
why. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Actually
joking.
not.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, I
Uh,
literally envy your patience.
Really?
'Cause I'm not patient.
Oh man, I love
Yeah.
that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
So teaching them
but,
patience.
no, I was gonna
I'll-
say like kind of like relationships, like how to what's the word? I'm like kind of like it's like communicating or
communication?
not so much communicating.
Creating a space for
creating-
relationship.
yeah,
Like
'cause I-
community building, kind of.
Yeah, and in a sense, because I feel like I can make friends with people very easily,
Yeah.
and I don't have anybody except for like that one waitress. That one waitress who like, and I didn't even mean to like,
angry right now. That's the angriest you'll see Danny.
Yeah,
He said that.
no, but
waitress.
I was just like, oh man, that waitress. Like, no, yeah, but I think in a sense, like I tend to like I make friends really easily. I can kind of keep relationships.
Relational.
So yeah, relations
you know.
and communication.
Yeah, relations,
with
yeah.
community.
And I think
That's a good
I find like so much like relations are key. Like they'll get
yeah.
you through life. Like
Mhm.
it, there's always that saying like it's not about what you know, but who you know. And I think, you know, in a sense of life itself, it's like the more relationships you have with people, it's just like, man, you're I'm gonna bring this word back, edifying your life.
No, that's good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Throwback from what?
I was gonna say
Podcast go?
something similar to that,
What?
like
What you
like
were gonna say?
what Matt
No, for-
like patience, like Danny's patience. I feel like my patience is okay, but like Danny's is just that's what he excels at, because like in our relationship, like we've probably I mean we have made each other like mad before, and when I mean mad, like I mean like I don't want to talk to you anymore, like for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by mad. Like that's my definition of being mad at someone.
Yeah.
But like we haven't been mad at each other in like a decade.
No.
And
Yeah,
we're
you've
around
grown
each other
up.
a lot.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
that's not us, like that's us just being, you know, him being extremely patient and understanding. I think that's another thing with Danny. Like he's very understanding. So
Well, anytime you add
I appreciate that.
someone like that into like any environment, it's always gonna make the environment. It's almost like it's
An
almost like
uplifting
a glue.
environment.
Mhm.
Well, uplifting because they're like a glue.
Mhm.
That's why I have Danny on
Yeah.
every podcast.
I feel, yeah,
Yeah,
and I
it's
think
true,
that
though.
I feel like I can like if you put me in a room with like strangers, I feel like I can somehow make them glue together.
Yeah.
You know, like even if they have
That's
like
key.
nothing. I feel like I did that with my class. My class, like we were all like kind of random,
Yeah.
and I was just talking to this person, making fun of this person, and we all started making fun of the same person. No, I'm just kidding. No,
And then
but
that
we,
person
like,
left.
and then that person left.
So you're a gang leader.
I'm a gang,
You're a gang leader.
I'm like the low key alpha. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I have you on the podcast.
that's the
every
only
single
reason.
time.
That's the only reason, guys.
Not the only reason.
That's the
but
only reason, bro,
Because-
amigos.
You're funny and you actually can communicate with everybody. Like regardless, yeah, like you were saying, I could bring 3 different strangers that I might know and you might not know them, but you'll get along with them.
Dude, you think that would be fun, like bringing a stranger on,
Dude,
or no?
that's a
Someone from the
challenge.
That would be
street?
kind of tough, but yeah, I don't know about from the street.
Bro,
I'll make it work.
Hey, bro, you
Danny will
want to
make
go
it
to the
work.
3rd floor of this house and like do a
Yeah.
podcast with us?
Okay, so what about you, Tim? What do you feel like you are confident enough to be able to teach someone?
I feel like kind of what I was touching on earlier with Jake, just like, I don't know what the right word would be, but just not being like stressed out. I feel like it's almost like patience, but not really like just understanding like things are gonna be okay. I don't know what like word you would use for that. Like optimistic, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
I feel like also like with Tim, it's like more like realistic, like kind of how Jake said,
Motivated.
like
I think we get it from our dad though.
Oh yeah, our dad,
see that.
100%.
yeah, like a motivator.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You'd be
yeah.
a motivator.
I mean, I could say like
almost like a therapist, in a way.
I'm not very talkative, like,
See,
and
like,
I'm kind of
well,
a bad listener.
It's funny, it's funny that you
like the 2 things you need as a therapist. Like
Exactly.
he's like
Talking
not very
and-
talkative, and I don't like listening to people.
Yeah,
it's,
listen.
it's funny that you say therapist though, because I've always tried to like no, not always, but I've tried to make it a point to be like, I want people that like after they talk to me to at least feel better after they talk to me, like for whatever reason.
I feel
Yeah.
Doesn't
better.
matter what has to.
I heard a saying one time. I think I heard it from my sister Jackie, but she said like with her it was I think jobs, but I kind of took it a step forward and I kind of thought of it like with relationships as well. Is whenever you enter a new company, you always want to leave it better than when you came.
Yeah.
When you came in.
That's like yeah, exactly.
And I think
relationship,
it's like perfect with relationships
like
too.
friends or coworkers
Mhm.
or acquaintances or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, yeah, that's 100%. Like,
What about you, Joel?
It's mine's weird because I think, how do I describe it? It would be like, okay, so I don't know a lot of things, specific things like you guys do, but I know how to get to the next level, if that makes sense. So
Like create a roadmap.
create a roadmap and get to the next, like if you're stuck somewhere as far as like your life goal, you can't get past that life goal, the odds are I'm gonna be able to help you get past that. Like, okay, let's get
Like a
and then-
motivator.
You know,
like a
in a sense.
motivator, but not really.
I feel
More
like that's like a life coach kind of
yeah,
thing.
life coach.
kind of like
yeah.
a life coach, because I think like I've done it so many times with myself in my own life that I could maybe not know your life or know
Mhm.
your situation and like help you.
But you have the template.
Yeah, have the
Right,
template.
yeah.
So it's like,
You're very resourceful.
yeah. So like,
Right.
let's say with the basketball thing, I might not know how to play basketball, but I can sure get you to the next level, to the point where now you're going from just the rookies to the semi pros.
Like I think one way you can do
Like
one
work
way you
ethic.
can put it, work ethic, yeah, and like also like also saying like showing someone like I may not know how to do it, but I can hook you up with someone who knows how to do what you're
Or we
trying
can
to do.
learn it.
and or learn it.
Or
Yeah.
learn it, because
Like,
I've done
show
that.
show them how
Like
to
like
learn
a
it.
shift in the mindset. Like that's
Yeah.
initially what you're talking about,
Exactly.
right? Like shifting their
100%.
mindset.
Yeah.
I kind of think of like a travel agent. Like you can get people from
Point A
California to
point B.
Hawaii.
Like I might not be flying you there, but I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
from point A to
Yeah.
point B.
And he's like, and it's not like he's ever been there.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, okay. I get
Like
what you
I'm never gonna go to Hawaii. Like let's say I'm never gonna go to Russia, but
Yeah.
I can get you from here to there. I'll just find the pilot Tim. I'll find
That's
the guy that's
huge.
gonna get your
Yeah.
luggage.
A lot of
Matt,
people
and then
need that.
That's
Oh,
big,
dude, I do that at work because like with what I do right now, like there's a lot of paperwork and procedures and stuff like that that people have to go through just to like qualify. If you walk in and you don't know anything, you might be overwhelmed, which a lot of people are overwhelmed because they're just like, how am I supposed to get all this paperwork and like I have to do this and that? Like, what are you talking? Like, I get that all the time. So what I've learned, like, because I've been doing this now for 4 years, so it's very easy for me. It's a matter of, okay, let me break it down for you. This is all I need from you, and like almost like I'll handle the rest because it's my job.
Right.
Like I'll do my job, but what I need from you is to do this, and this. Meaning like, get this document, call these people. Oh, your pension. Yeah, get the number for them and call them, and this is what you asked for, and then they'll mail it to you or they'll email it to you or whatever, and they bring that to me, and I break it down for them. I put it in steps to where they can understand, and like if they need help, like making the call or going to a website or whatever, I can sit down with them and walk them through it, like
so you walk them step by step.
basically,
pretty
like,
much.
and I've learned that even if they don't end up being like moving in or whatever,
Right.
I get the enjoyment of being able to explain to them and make them realize like, okay, it's not that big of a thing. Like it's actually like doable. So I don't know. I've learned that a lot. Even if they're just like, wow, I got a lot of information for you. Like, thank you. So
Yeah.
that always feels good.
Just a random question, and it's kind of off topic, but like, do you guys? And I was just thinking, like, just hearing your like that little explanation, like with the process, like, do you guys ever like at work? Like, I don't know. Obviously, the process is gonna be different for each of you, but like, do you guys ever have like a process that you guys are like, oh, I love doing this process, like,
There's processes for me that are like therapeutic.
yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I get
For
that.
sure.
Like, so there's like something like, so for me, it's like, it's a COVID nasal swabs. So there's a huge
You
process.
like sticking things up people's noses.
I like the process of knowing,
Like
okay,
erasers?
I'm going to do this, then I'm going here, then I'm doing this, then I'm going to sign
You
here,
like being
then I'm gonna do
knowledgeable.
this.
That.
You know,
like knowing
I'm
what you're gonna do.
I'm
You know
gonna
how
send
to
this
do
to
it.
Primex. I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. Oh, shoot. No name dropping. They're going to be in the podcast later. But so like all that
So
process.
you like it because you know everything.
Yeah.
You've mastered
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You can do it with your eyes closed practically.
yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love like when like,
But
you're just
that's
like, okay, like,
I have that, but it's different for me. For me, it depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So if it's for work, plumbing related, if it's for the podcast, for me, it's the research.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that I do is a lot of research. The reason dude, you would have asked me 2 months ago what a PodTrack P8 was, I would have been like, I don't even know what that is.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what that these were called XLR cables.
Oh yeah,
Or the
Dude, he
microphone.
barely started.
Dude, I barely found
But
out.
see, that's the
what that
beauty
thing
of
was
the
called.
internet. That right there
Yeah.
is the beauty of the internet. Like, you don't have to be the smartest, but
But as long as you can,
as long as you know how
search
to
it,
use Google
yeah.
and YouTube,
Yeah.
you know how to fix a car.
Yeah,
when
exactly,
when this guy told me, he's like, hey, do you have an extra XLR cable? I was like, what the heck, bro? Yeah, I got an extra XLR cable.
because dude, I'm telling you, like I didn't know any
Right.
of this stuff, so it was like,
Yeah.
Today,
okay, I'll do dude. I watched. Do you know how many videos I watched on this?
7.
Hey,
At least 23.
oh,
It's a very specific.
That's cap.
That's pretty big.
I said at least 20.
23.
No,
He said
it was
20.
like I think at
20.
least 23 because there were so many like reviews, comparisons
Not
to
20.
other.
20.
But that's research. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's something that you enjoy it.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. I enjoy it so
You enjoy-
much.
you
I
enjoy-
feed off of like, oh, it's time for me to
But you've
figure out the
learned-
next thing.
You've learned how you learn best and how like you soak in the information, soak in information best to where you can put it out and actually make it useful.
Yeah. Same thing with the acoustic foam.
Yeah.
I thought it was soundproof foam for like the longest
Oh,
time.
yeah.
'cause
It
I was
makes
like,
a good
it's-
pillow.
It's soundproof, but it's.
Did I tell you or
did
no?
research. No, I did research, and I was
Oh.
like, oh, it's not even soundproof.
told
It
you.
just bounces the sound
Yeah.
waves off of
Mhm.
it, so it doesn't like muffle it, like
The only thing missing is a carpet.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Or a
But then
rug.
You
Or
step
a
up,
rug,
you're gonna be
yeah.
able to slide these things.
rug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's-
Step it up, dude. Come on.
I'm trying, dude. Go to the Patreon account.
We need a rug.
We need
Yeah,
a
rug.
rug, guys.
Or
Please, someone donate the
something.
rug or donate money.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that for me, that's what it is. It's like literally like that. The same thing you get from like
You get
Like
like, what is it?
that- what is it, like
I always forget the
endorphin
word.
rush?
Yeah,
Dopamine?
endorphins
a
or what's it called?
dopamine rush or
Dopamine.
something like that.
No, there's something else.
Endorphin
Well,
rush.
I guess
Dopamine is what you're thinking
endorphins
about.
or-
So like
dopamines.
that rush of like, oh, I get to do this again. Like, oh,
Yeah.
there's like, let's say like there's 3 of them that you get to do. It's like,
Mm.
this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. That's me the same way. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be able to get online. I'm gonna be able to do some research. I'm gonna be able to like read some articles, see what compares to what, and then which one's the best, and what can I afford, and
Mhm.
how can I get that, and then it goes into the boom, 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 boom. Guess what? Now I upgraded it.
Mm.
Now we
Yeah.
have it. And just make it happen.
Shout out podcast.
Dude,
Shout out
Shout out
podcast.
podcast.
just I think it was today or yesterday, but something that just like grabbed me, grabbed my attention.
I was gonna say what?
Yeah.
My coworker, she was something.
Blink
she
twice
said,
if you're in
she
trouble.
said something about.
Where did it grab you?
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
Did you know if you have the Apple Cash card
Yeah.
that you can get money back? I didn't know if you have the card and you use that, that you can get money back, like cents, right?
Mhm.
But she told me about that, and immediately my mind started working like, why? Why would Apple, like, why would Apple do a,
Mhm.
you know, a
Credit
cash
card.
cash
Cash
rewards? Like, why would they? Like, what do they get out of that? Like, there's
Another
literally
customer.
in my head. I was like,
You're
there's
thinking
nothing
there's
they-
got to be an incentive
there's got to
for
be
them.
some reason for them to even offer
Yeah.
that. And but I didn't know, so what did I do? Google it. Boom, boom,
Mm.
boom. Did you know? Like I found out that they offer cash back. 2%, I believe, if you use the like Apple Wallet
Apple,
from your phone, and 3% if you use if
The
you have a
card?
card. But on every transaction that you do, they get about 0.15%. So for every $100, they basically get 15 cents. And so think about it.
But you get 3% back.
Sure, but they get that per transaction
Yeah,
per however many are happening in a day, right?
Mhm.
Plus, you know, when you do the instant transfer from your from like
Yeah.
there to your bank,
Oh, right.
they get a
That's-
fee if you do the
yeah, for
instant
sure.
charge. They get a percentage, right?
Mhm.
To me, it started making sense. Like, oh, well, that's just one person, but imagine like thousands of people.
Yeah.
The money that they're making just from those small
Those
percentages,
micro- yeah.
those micro transactions,
Yeah.
What?
bro. Like, no wonder they'll be like, yeah, we'll offer you cash back. Just use our stuff. And I like just from like Googling that, I'm like, oh, bro, like they are genius for that because I use
Scamming.
it all the
No, I'm just
time.
kidding.
I basically don't have my wallet anymore. I basically just
I always use Apple Pay too.
yeah, dude. So like, dude, just Google everything. Just
Mhm.
it's something. And then what happened is it piqued my interest, and I'm like,
Imagine,
started like I went down a rabbit hole. And
Yeah.
5 minutes later, I knew everything.
dude, I did the same thing, but with like credit cards when I was trying to get like my travel card.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw like I must have seen like every single card like known to man. Like I didn't even know about the black card, the American Express.
Oh,
that's
the
crazy.
black
I don't know
card.
about that, but whatever. Right?
Did you know that you have to pay that at the end of the month?
What?
Like a black card?
Yeah.
You have to pay it off. Yeah.
Yeah, It's like a cash card where
But it's
like
unlimited.
You can use whatever
It's
amount you
unlimited.
want, but you got to pay it
Unlimited.
at the end of the month.
But you have to
Full.
Oh,
qualify.
really?
For that,
It's not
right?
it's not a regular credit card. But I learned about that credit card.
But you
I
have
learned
to qualify
about
for that.
all
You
the
can't
other
just
ones.
have that.
I think
yeah,
is
yeah.
it not by the end of the year you have to pay it?
No.
No, it's
End of the
at
month?
End of the month.
Yo.
So,
But it's
So if you go on a
unlimited.
spending
Yeah.
spree,
so if you buy a boat,
So if you see someone
you
with
could
the
buy a
black
boat,
gotta
card,
but
pay the
you have
boat.
to pay off the boat.
you're
by the
dealing
end
with
of the month.
somebody.
But yeah, but
You got money though.
yeah.
They normally invite you to be a member.
buy a boat, file bankruptcy.
Don't pay the boat off.
Not how it
Don't
works.
pay the boat. Sail the boat to Hawaii.
Michael Scott. I
just sell it to the
declare
city.
bankruptcy.
The state.
But yeah,
Country.
I think if you could
State.
do research
State.
on a lot of things, and you know how to do the research,
Mm.
you'd be able to like, it's kind of like hacking the system in a weird way, because that's how I found out about like a lot of the travel card, that like that's the best case scenario as far as like getting your cash back. There's actually one of the best cards to get out there is probably like the one that like Kevin Hart always promotes.
Travel?
No, not for travel.
Discover.
Like
Discover?
the
General?
is it the city
Dis-
where it's like you get 1% back,
Oh, maybe.
and
Yeah.
then 2% as you 2% when you charge it, 1% when you pay it. That's the best one.
Mm.
And I'll tell you, obviously it's not the best thing ever, but it's the best one because of the fact that you're getting money back
When
regardless if you pay it or if you charge on it. Like if you buy something
Oh.
and as you pay for it.
It's both ways.
It's
You
both
double
ways.
dip?
You double dip.
you're paying. Double dip.
That's the best one. But obviously, it's not the best thing because no matter what,
course.
they're making money.
Yeah.
They're making money off of you. Nothing's free. But that's the best one. The one that I got, if I spent, I think like $3,000 and paid it off in like a specific amount of time, I get like 70,000 travel points, which help me to do my, what did I use that? I forgot. I used it for a trip, and it pretty much gave me like a little bit over $1,500 cash.
Dang.
Yeah.
Back?
Yeah, cash back. So I used it for like all my bills, just, and then I paid it off cash because I was going to pay my bills no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
and then just racked in. So I kind of like hacked the system. Like I still had to use it, and I
Yeah.
still paid a little bit of interest, but in reality, I made that money back.
So now
Yes.
you're a scammer.
I guess I'm a scammer.
Yeah, see, like those card programs where if you use their card, you get like points for like flights or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Alright.
if you are just able to use it and pay it off immediately as well, to where you don't accrue any debt basically, and you don't get charged any interest, but you still get the points. That's 100% like just 100%
That's
benefit
working
just for you.
System, yeah.
That's working the system. Like if you make sure you're using it enough to where you accrue a good chunk of points,
Mhm.
and you're, not actually in debt. Like that's where it's like, bro, it does make sense. You gotta know these things, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, definitely,
you out.
definitely.
If,
All right.
let me ask you guys one more question to end it.
All right.
How
Is it gonna be a funny one?
maybe
What?
I'm gonna laugh either way.
how would you live your lives differently if oxygen was not free?
Mm.
You just had to go there. It was weird. Okay. Let's see. Let's get into it.
I
breath, bro.
honestly,
Every breath.
right after you said that, I thought he was gonna be like, "Okay, we're gonna end it here." Thank you. I thought he was gonna just cut you off, bro.
I don't know how to answer that.
I'm
to be
never
honest.
exercising,
Yeah, I guess.
but
You
then
really
that
gotta
is
rest.
shortening my lifespan.
Not extra.
You'd have to learn how to,
Dude,
like,
how much
really
Just imagine.
control your breath.
How much
bro.
are they selling this?
Yeah, yeah.
I
2
don't
cents
know
a
how
breath.
you would regulate it. I don't
2
know.
cents a
As
breath.
much as gas.
It just popped into my head. I don't know.
Does inflation affect it?
Probably. I mean, it would probably be like
Is
Well, I'm
there
going to my
a-
Think about
financial
it.
advisor.
You need food to survive, right?
Depends
You
who
pay
wants
for
Now you
oxygen.
need, now you need oxygen.
Wait. So the question was, how would you live your life
lives differently if you needed?
if you needed oxygen?
Do you think like you would actually be holding your breath?
Can you subsidize
Do
it?
you think you would be buying oxygen tanks like,
Yeah,
as
of
backup?
course you would.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What?
Is there a black market
That's
for
such a
oxygen?
good question, bro.
I mean, maybe at least
Probably.
for
There's
your
a black market
kids.
for everything.
I wouldn't live it different. I need
Would you-
oxygen
And then
either way.
Yeah,
and then there'd be
either way you
quality.
would need it.
You'd be paying for the quality of air.
No,
that
but
you're
think of it.
breathing
Think of
in.
it like now there's a shortage of oxygen.
Now there's
so
a
now you have
shortage.
to buy.
Would there
So
ever be a
it's-
shortage?
well,
though?
what- It's like gas,
Literally, what
though.
else am I gonna do different?
Yeah. You wouldn't do.
Well, like you're not.
much different.
Are you
You
gonna
need
are you
oxygen.
gonna exercise? Because you're like, you're getting that O3 now.
Oh, you're just,
the O3.
Yeah, O3. Like you know how like when you guys, yeah, when you like, you guys ever like be like exercising and then like you get like that, like you take a
Extra-
deep breath and it kind of hurts. That's
Yeah.
O3. That's O3. That's
O3 oxygen.
O3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never had this happen to me.
No, look it up.
Actually,
Google.
I have. Because like normally when you're like doing a lot of like intense work.
What about yawning?
I wonder
Ooh,
if
you
that
wouldn't
falls under
yawn?
O3.
I wouldn't yawn.
I don't
I'd
think
never
so.
be tired.
You'd have a saver.
I know that.
oh, let me ask
You
Matt.
yawn
this.
into a save and you save it into.
I asked
Can you
guys-
invest in
I
oxygen?
asked you guys this a while ago,
Hmm.
Matt. If you there was no consequences, but you didn't have to eat or sleep. Like you can choose one. which one would you like?
No
without?
consequences.
No consequences.
I wouldn't eat.
You wouldn't eat, but you would still. Well, I mean, you just talked
Or
about how
sleep.
sleep was super important. You wouldn't eat.
I wouldn't eat because sleep is free.
You're the only
Yeah.
one that said you wouldn't eat.
That makes sense though.
All of us said we wouldn't sleep.
Yeah, but
You're never hungry.
His makes
No, no,
sense.
I get
You
yours.
save a bunch of money.
Ours was we'd have more time.
Yeah, you'd be more.
Like, we'd
I
be
could
more
have another
productive.
job. Think about it like this: if I could not
but he
sleep,
wants
I
to
would
sleep.
be.
I want to
That's the
sleep.
point.
You want to sleep.
That's how I
though,
get rid
Yeah.
of stress.
Hey, honestly,
I feel like we're
makes
opposites
sense.
there. I would rather not. I'd be furthest away
So
from sleeping.
I'm gonna take this even further. If I don't have to sleep, that means I'm never tired, which means I'm gonna run every single race and every marathon full speed and never get tired and make money like that.
well, no, there's a difference between sleepy and tired.
yeah.
You can be tired and you can be.
Fatigue.
You could
You're
be-
talking
yeah,
about
you could be
fatigue now.
fatigued.
Okay,
Yeah.
you need to clarify.
Well, yeah.
You
You're
just
wrong.
decided to add something out of nowhere.
I understood it.
wrong.
I understood.
Next podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But all right, we'll end it there.
This is a long one.
This was a long one. This was an hour and 35, which it still wasn't the longest one.
Really?
Yeah, the longest one was an hour and
Almost 2.
43 minutes.
Oh, we're on.
Or we're almost there.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so we
need
almost
to
broke a
shut
record
up.
right now.
Y'all need to be quiet.
I think
What?
in the comments they should give us some topics.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
comment some topics that you guys want us to talk about. Subscribe because
How many more
our
times-
goal is to hit 1,000 by the end of the year.
We're gonna say
1,000
however many,
subscribers by the end of the year.
however many likes are on this one is however many more times Danny's gonna get scammed.
Danny gets scammed.
Danny
Like
gets
we should
scammed.
make a contest. Like, is this video gonna have more likes, or is Danny gonna get more scammed?
Oh yeah.
Or
I think-
scammed
If
more.
you guys don't subscribe, I'm getting scammed again.
Right now,
No, maybe they want that.
I think
subscribe.
in
the
5 years,
scammers.
and then I will get scammed again.
in 5 years, how many more times will
Danny gets
Danny
scammed.
get scammed? 5 years to the date, August.
Yeah.
in the
August 2nd.
comments?
I'll tell you what. If we don't get more than 100 likes on this one, that's a scam.
Ooh.
So-
You guys are scamming.
What?
Yeah, don't be a
Scamming,
scammer.
dude.
Like, subscribe, and go to the description.
Share it.
Sign up for our Patreon.
Mhm.
Give us some money, please.
Just like that. Give us some
Please
money.
Give
Need a
us money.
carpet.
Help us. We're
We need a-
poor.
That's good. Now, your support will help support more of our content in
Your
our channel.
Better equipment.
Your-
Better equipment,
We
better
got Joe
camera,
Rogan.
better
guests,
cast.
better
Yeah.
faces.
better faces. Better faces. Daniel will get a facelift,
An alarm.
an alarm that'll wake him up.
Alarm.
A gentle one.
A gentle one.
Just one that like gently
Danny, wake
pushes me on.
Have you seen
hey,
the?
thanks, bro.
Have you guys seen
Hey,
the
bud.
one that's mounted to the wall? That's like a hand
Yeah.
that just goes off and just slaps the guy multiple times.
I've seen one that like shakes the bed.
The bed,
You
yeah,
see
that one's funny too.
The kid's all crying. He's like, "What the heck is going on?"
All right, we'll end it there. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, see you later, bro, amigos.
Bye, guys.
Hasta la bye bye.
Whatever.
Like,
Outro
comment,
music.
share,
Outro
subscribe.
music.
Oh yeah, do the outro music. Here we go. Hey,
I still can't hear it.
ha, ha, get it. Ha. Unforgettable.
Yeah. UNFC.
Yeah.